took off from Norfolk a little after 9:15 Wednesday morning, heading towards L.A., but midway through, one passenger began yelling racist insults at the crew while waving a skateboard around. Airline staff says the man broke free of his restraints twice. The flight was able to land in Grand Junction, Colorado, where the passenger was taken into police custody.
The man was later identified as David Leroy Carter from Los Angeles. The rest of the LA-bound passengers ultimately made it to LAX about 6 hours after their scheduled arrival. Time for news about your money. Here's your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Not a really great day on the board so far. Your Dow is down 155 points to 44,766. The S&P 500 is down 6 points to 6,460. And the NASDAQ is down 4 points to 21,708. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:04.
News sponsored by LE Mental Health. Visit lementalhealth.com.
The Mental Health Minute.
Hi, this is Kelly from LE Mental Health. This week, our hearts are with our neighbors in Wauwatosa. The floods have taken homes, memories, and a sense of safety. But the waters aren't the only thing that can leave a mark. Surviving a natural disaster can bring waves of stress, anxiety, and grief long after the cleanup is done. We want you to know that your feelings are valid, and you don't have to face them alone. If you or your kids are experiencing sleepless nights, overwhelming worry, or lingering shock, our licensed counselors are here to help. We accept most major insurance plans and have immediate openings, so you can begin care without a long wait. If you have been impacted by the floods, call us today. Healing starts with connection, and together we can rebuild hope.
This has been the Mental Health Minute. Get started on your mental health journey today at lementalhealth.com.
It's a good idea to have a plumber in your contact list, and best probably to have it before an emergency. Vince Vitrano here. I've got your plumber. It's Horner Plumbing. For starters, this company is the trusted name in residential, commercial, and new construction for more than 50 years in southeast Wisconsin. My wife and I have them in our home working on a small project. Well, it's small for them, but any project is a big deal when it's in your house. You want it done right at a fair price. That's why we chose Horner Plumbing. Upfront pricing, so no surprises. Clear, honest estimates from professional plumbers who stand by their work. What do you need done? Water heater repair or install, drain cleaning, garbage disposals, bathroom and kitchen renovations. And how about saving some money? Tell them Vinny sent you and that you want $50 off that first service. Call Horner Plumbing for a free quote anytime in an emergency or for residential, commercial, or new construction projects of any size. Serving southeast Wisconsin since 1969. The pros I trust. HornerPlumbing.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gerber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. We now know the date when George Webb Restaurants will give away those free burgers. Mark your calendars for next Wednesday, August 20th from 2 to 6 p.m. More details coming up on Wisconsin's Midday News. The Milwaukee Brewers unveil new details about the Bob Uecker celebration at the ballpark for Sunday, August 24th. Bob Costas will lead the festivities before the game, and a number of special guests from Uecker's life will be on hand. Brewers Senior VP Matt Arnold tells Wisconsin's Morning News that Mr. Baseball has had a huge influence during this recent surge.
It's a real thing. I mean, I think of him every single day. I think we all do. I mean, literally multiple times a day. I was thinking about him a big party yesterday, too. I mean, I definitely think he's with us.
The Brewers are off today. They start a 3-game series with the Reds tomorrow night. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. We have a number of disabled vehicles across the system, but nothing is in traffic, so that is a good sign. So right now, the issues are in the normal spots. 41 southbound, you've got slow down starting at Mill Road, and they continue all the way just past North Avenue. So keep your foot on the brake and keep an eye out for that traffic. Stay safe, everyone. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight, Waukesha County until Saturday, and Kenosha County until Monday. Otherwise today, mostly sunny and a little bit of smoke, a high of 78. Tonight, mainly clear with a low of 65. For your Friday, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 84. Saturday, partly cloudy, very warm and humid with a chance of rain and storms, a high of 88. For your Sunday, partly cloudy, very warm and humid again, with a chance of thunderstorms, a high of 85. And Monday, a chance of showers and storms and partly sunny, a high of 82. Right now in Milwaukee, it's sunny and 76 degrees. I'm Tiff Pua. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:08.
Broadcasting live from the Majestic Oaks Golf Course at the Lake Lawn Resort. It's Wisconsin's Midday News. Now teeing off from our Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. Here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
I don't know that we could actually tee up a golf ball from our mobile studio here. That might be kind of dangerous. We could try. Yeah, right. That way. Might rattle the tin here a little bit. Well, welcome in a remote version of Wisconsin's Midday News. It's the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin WTMJ Classic, now on the tee. The group from Siding Unlimited teeing off at hole number 1. Shotgun start here. So many great partners and fans as our WTMJ and Good Karma Brands teammates help put on a wonderful event, the 5th annual Classic, and beautiful day. Could not have picked a better day for it. It's gorgeous out.
It is absolutely stunning, and you've got a little bit of a breeze out here, a couple clouds as well, so that that breeze really helps because it's a warm one and it's a dry one, and a lot of people in southeastern Wisconsin and across the state of Wisconsin need that after our historic rains over the weekend.
No doubt about that. Great day on the course here at Majestic Oaks in Delavan. Beautiful day on the lake. Some pontoon boats out there. We saw some water skiers as well. So hopefully you're able to get out and enjoy it today. Meanwhile, we're following a few big stories here as we hit the afternoon hour.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Whether you pack it or buy it, school lunch prices are going up this year. Let's break it down for you. Here's how much each lunch is likely to cost and how much you'll save if your kid chooses that school-provided lunch.
Child's lunch this year is $6.15, which is up more this year is $6.15, which is up more than 3% from last year. That's because the cost of fruit, bread, milk, and condiments like peanut butter have all gone up due to inflation. There's also concern that President Trump's tariffs could raise prices on other foods, including cheese, rice, and beef. Experts say it's still cheaper for kids to buy their lunch at school, but only by a couple of dollars. Jen Clark, CBS News.
Here's the thing, though. Then you need to convince your kids that they should eat that lunch at school, and sometimes that's tough to do.
I was not a hot lunch kid as much growing up. My mom made my lunch most of the time. There was a rare occasion when it was like turkey dinner day. It was like Thanksgiving on a Tuesday. Yeah, randomly in January you'd have that. But that was about it. We typically did the lunch at home kind of thing. We'd bring it to school.
Well, and I hear school lunches are getting better and better. A lot of times we think about what we had as kids back in the day, but I think they're healthier. Well, I know they're healthier these days. Some of them, maybe not all of them. And they're also getting more creative in the school districts.
Yeah, no doubt. Plenty of options, too, for our kids in the district they're in. Number 2 here, the first hurricane of the Atlantic storm season could be here by Friday. We're tracking this thing. ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z on Tropical Storm Erin.
Tropical Storm Erin, now less than 1,000 miles from the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's east of it, and it's moving west. You say, uh-oh. Well, we anticipate a turn to the northwest as we see this strengthen. It's about to go into much more favorable conditions, warmer water, less wind shear, and that's why we think by the end of the weekend we have a major hurricane on our hands passing just to the north of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, so hopefully this thing peters out, but forecasters do believe the storm has the potential of developing into a Category 3 or greater. A lot of islands, small islands, sort of in the path here of the hurricane, but the long-term forecast suggests that Erin will likely remain offshore from the east coast of the United States.
George Webb just announced when you can get free burgers. Dun 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 dun. Here are the details. The free burger giveaway is coming up on Wednesday, so mark it on your calendar, circle the date. That's August 20th, and it's from 2 until 6 p.m. It's at all 23 George Webb locations throughout Wisconsin, and vouchers will be available starting this Friday for pickup at restaurant locations. And can we just for a moment, can we relive the moment the Milwaukee Brewers secured 12 wins in a row to make this happen? This is Lane Grindle on the call.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the Crew.
Sounded so nice, and it's going to taste good, too. The famous George Webb prediction dates back more than 80 years. It's now come true three times, 1987, 2018, And yes, now 2025.
So the Brewers had 12 hits yesterday. They also had 12 runs yesterday, and it was win number 12 in a row. Did anybody else follow that?
That is wild.
Just crazy. Like, you can't draw this stuff up, what the Brewers are doing. I remember 1987 because win number 12 came on Easter Sunday, and it was an incredible day, sunsplash day, full house, Easter Sunday. Dale Swaim walks it off. The Brewers beat the Rangers. But then what people may not remember from that season is that everything kind of fell apart in May, and it was kind of a struggle bus season for the Brewers. No longer the case. The Brewers are surging here toward their best record in franchise history if they keep up this pace. And they could play 500 baseball and still end up with 96 wins, which is a franchise record. So a very tough stretch coming up, though. 19 games in 18 days. Think about that.
Yeah,
that begins
that's tough.
tomorrow.
Well, and here's the thing. A lot of people are feeling like right now, it seems like they can't lose. At the end of the day, it is a tough stretch. They're likely going to lose at some point, but man, let's just keep this up. Let's hopefully go all the way. Go all the way for Uke this year.
Pretty amazing stuff here. The Milwaukee Brewers are off today. A 3-game series with the Reds begins on Friday. Let's talk more shop with Joel Brennan from the Greater Milwaukee Committee, our Thursday guest at 12:15. He joins us in a couple of minutes here on WTMJ.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities, where senior living's our expertise. Caring staff that help you when you need. Enjoy life at Capri, making friends and memories. Living life to the fullest, you will love your new home. Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health has been a leader in providing health plans in Wisconsin for over 41 years? A lot has changed in the last 4 decades, and Network Health remains as dependable and reliable as ever, providing health plans in 25 Wisconsin counties to over 126,000 members and growing. Join them. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Find it at the showroom. Take it home to make sure it's right. Vince Vitrano for Hunt's Flooring in Greenfield. Not some chain or corporate showroom. Hunt's is a family-run business specializing in beautiful, durable flooring from luxury vinyl to cozy carpet and timeless hardwoods. Find a great deal. Take the samples home and take your time. No high-pressure sales. The Hunt's team is patient, helpful, and ready to go when you're ready with your project. Visit Hunt's Flooring on Highway 100 or get started now at huntsflooring.com.
So, Alex, why don't you tell us about Lion's Tail?
We've been brewing for 10 years, and now we're busy expanding into Milwaukee, trying to get on every shelf of every store and on tap at every restaurant.
How has Horicon Bank been a part of your story?
Horicon Bank understands the needs of small businesses versus working with a big bank. Horicon, they're much like a small business, just like we are. I know most of the people on that team. It's nice working with someone that understands your business.
Well, beautiful day today. It's gorgeous outside. Air quality pretty good, although there is some wildfire smoke potentially affecting more the northern part of the state. The flood warning remains in effect for Ozaukee County until later this evening. Waukesha County for Saturday. Kenosha should expire on Monday. Mostly sunny today, a high of 80 degrees. Clear tonight, a low of 65. Sunny and warm on Friday, and a high of 84. It's 80. At the beautiful Majestics Oak Golf Course here, we are in the Delavan area. Just a gorgeous day here for the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin WTMJ Classic. Greg and Jessica with you till 3 o'clock. Joining us on the line, as he always does here, 12:15-ish on a Thursday, it's Greater Milwaukee Committee President. It's Joel Brennan. Hey, Joel.
How you doing, Greg?
How's your short game?
Well, there's something wrong with this picture. You guys are out there on a beautiful day, and I'm here in my office. So
This is true. We typically invite you, Joel. We typically invite you, but I don't know. Greg, was the mail? Did it take longer this time?
Well, it's getting west of 41 and south is it's challenging for Joel, right? He's very much tied to the city of Milwaukee.
Joel's the city man.
And we're glad that he is. We're glad that he is. Hey, want to talk about hospitality here in the city of Milwaukee, Joel. There's so many options now, which is great, and it helps attract conventions and big-time events and a lot of out-of-staters who hopefully make a repeat trip to Milwaukee. Marcus is doing something with the downtown Hilton that's actually going to remove inventory. What is their goal here?
Well, the hotel is about 100 years old now. I think it was founded in 1928 or something like that. It's the Schrader Hotel. And so they're taking about 175 of the rooms out of inventory, but spending $42 million to improve the other rooms, to improve the lobby, the bars, trying to preserve, I think, the Art Deco, kind of the beauty of what the Hilton has always brought, but do it in a way that they can more efficiently manage the number of rooms that they have and the connection to the convention center and all that. So on net, it's a good thing for the city of Milwaukee that we're getting additional investment. But everybody's always enthused when we get more rooms. And here's a situation where, at least with the hotel at the Hilton, they're contracting by a little bit.
Well, and Joel, didn't Greg Marcus, CEO of Marcus Corporation, want to see the creation of an incentive zone that would benefit all hotels around Milwaukee's convention center?
You know, Greg and the Marcus Corporation, it's not only the Hilton, they have the St. Kate Hotel and the Pfister. They've been very involved in Milwaukee's hotel scene for a very long time. In fact, one of the real determinants of what's happened there. And there's always this discussion around what kind of subsidy there can and should be. There's discussion around, should we have a new convention hotel with upwards of 1,000 rooms in Milwaukee because of the convention. So I think Greg's been a proponent of doing something that could somehow level the playing field or allow the hotel community to attract incentives for the right kind of projects. And I think it's a worthwhile discussion, and whatever the Marcus Corporation does in this town is going to have significant impact on what the future is for the hospitality and hotel industry here.
Hey, Joel, there's so many entities and businesses, families trying to make sense of everything that happened over the weekend in terms of flooding, trying to restore normalcy. High school football season is about to kick up, and we know that Milwaukee Vincent has opened its doors, or field, I should say, to Wauwatosa East for tonight's scrimmage and even next week as they begin their season. The Milwaukee Mile, this was a question last week as State Fair closed its doors on Sunday. Well, wait a minute, you got a big racing event coming up in about a week's time. Are they going to be able to pull this off? It looks like they are going to be able to give it a go.
Yeah, I think what was amazing and you guys were out at State Fair for the last couple of weeks and you saw everything there, but we all saw the pictures, and some people had to live through that stream of water that was actually going, underneath into the grandstand at State Fair. And so I think a lot of us had questions about what was going to go on there. And it looks like they've been able to do the cleanup. The race is going to happen. Snap-on is the sponsor of that race, and that'll go on as planned for next weekend. This is the second year of that. And it's a return of IndyCar racing to the Milwaukee Mile. Last year they had about 40,000 people turn out, and I think the ticket sales seem like they're good for this year. I think it'd be a shot in the arm for everybody around State Fair if they can sell the rest of the tickets that are supposed to be, that we need to for that, and just have another great experience because, there is all kinds of misery that lots of us have only seen pictures of, but lots of people in Milwaukee are living, and we need to get back to some sense of normalcy, and I hope that we can celebrate things in the days to come.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to have that visual of the cars racing around the track, because right now the visual that not just people here in Wisconsin have, but across the country, because that video made national news, was people, in some cases, almost up to their waists walking through water at State Fair. And Joel, we haven't talked to you since those historic rains hit, so I'm curious, because we have a lot of people who are listening right now who are still dealing with the damage at their homes. What did you experience, whether it was personally at the house or just in your neighborhood? What have you seen?
We live just above the Milwaukee River. I live in the Brewers Hill neighborhood, and actually living in a place called, it's got Hill in the name, was of great benefit to us in this case. So we didn't see anything inside our home, but we've spent some time kind of exploring what happened along the Milwaukee River. It is racing. It continues to. I think it's come down a little bit in the last few days. But just the overall devastation. As you guys know, my son just graduated from Marquette High School. They were one of the schools that they play their football games at Hart Park, and that's not going to happen this year. And I've run into people this week who are curlers who, that's also been devastated at Hart Park, the area around Mount Mary and just other neighborhoods in Milwaukee, Glendale. it's just been, something that for a lot of us, it's almost invisible, but people are going to have to be cleaning up for this for months to come, and it's going to have a huge impact on them. And, they're dealing with insurance companies and all of that kind of stuff that oftentimes we don't want to have to deal with, but it's very real in this community. It's going to be for weeks and months to come.
A recent high school graduate, Joel, that means must be moving day here pretty soon, right?
My son, his first friends are going off to college today. And I'm going to be on my way next week and the week after doing trips to Richmond, Virginia, Providence, Rhode Island to send these kids off to college. So yes, it is college time.
What an exciting time. You know what else is exciting, Joel? The free burgers. We just got the details. Did you circle it on your calendar for August 20th between 2 and 6 this coming Wednesday? We can get your free burger. Are you going to go and get one from George Webb?
Well, I think that's the day that I'm on my way off to Richmond with my daughter, so somebody can eat my burgers on that day. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm pledging I'm going to go into a George Webb's restaurant in the days following that and order a couple of burgers, pay for them, and eat them because for all that they have done for Milwaukee and for this promotion that's been going on for like 80 years in one way or another, it's going to be a madhouse there next Wednesday. And everybody who wants one should get one, but the rest of us should make sure that we're patronizing the restaurants in the days after that as well. So when I get back, I'll settle in at a lunch counter at George Webb's and belly up there and pay for something.
That's a good idea. It's been such a great storyline for more than 80 years now, thanks to Webb's, and they're just this cool prediction, the creativity they had. What a blast!
And Joel got to live it in 1987. Right? You were there on Easter Sunday. I was at Aunt Tessie's house having a ham.
Yeah, I didn't even know if you guys were alive in 1987. But yes, I was there on Easter Sunday for game number 12 there, and it was fabulous. That was a team in a year that I think Milwaukee really embraced, and this year feels suspiciously like those kind of days where the team can do no wrong, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the season. We got 40 games or so to go, and then whatever happens in October. But what a year for Milwaukee and the Milwaukee Brewers. Like something that I think we could all look on as truly special for all of us.
Special indeed.
Really good stuff. Joel Brennan joins us every Thursday here, president of the Greater Milwaukee Committee. Joel, much appreciated. We'll check in again next week.
Thanks, Joel.
Hit them long and straight out there, guys.
We will certainly do our best. 12:25 here on WTMJ. We'll get you news coming up in just a few minutes. Plenty to get to. Got a fun Brewers highlight montage here. How they have arrived on this 12-game winning streak. The quality of wins, the blowouts, the walk-offs. I mean, they are finding ways to win, and each game seemingly more exciting than the previous. We got that coming up for you later in the program. Get your news headlines, both national and local, coming up in just a few minutes.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. They painted the outside of our house. It was fantastic. I've got a big deck. They really had to navigate on 2 levels. The guys took their time. They paid attention to detail. They did it right around the deck. My whole house looks fantastic. Trim and siding, it's great. It's CertaPro Painters. Schedule fills up fast, so now's the time to plan your project. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. They are the best. They're CertaPro Painters.
At Dillon's, they don't overcomplicate it. They start with their award-winning small batch gin to create craft cocktails that are balanced, crisp, and never too sweet. Like strawberry rhubarb with a zest of lime, or tangerine, lemon, and just a hint of mint. Elevated flavor combinations stand out and keep things refreshing. For those seeking a better cocktail experience, enjoy it straight from the can or pour it over ice. Dillon's Cocktails, made the right way. Please enjoy responsibly.
And now about your house. It's where you live, but do you also live in your yard? My friends at Outdoor Living Unlimited help people extend their home, living beyond the wall. Your imagination may be somewhat limited, so let's call on Eric Brown, president of Outdoor Living Unlimited, to expand upon it.
I'm confident that 90% of the listeners can look outside their home and dream of a better, nicer, way more outstanding backyard. If you're one of the many, you'll need to call Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited's expert team can design a beautiful, functional, usable backyard space. Then our team can build it. You dream it, we build it. New deck, outdoor kitchen, pavers, retaining wall, screen room. How about a must-see automated pergola that doubles as a screen room? Picture this, a pergola that allows the sunlight through the slats, but with the press of a button, those slats close and now you have protection. Another press of the button and the screens roll down. There's your screen room. The ideas are endless. We recently built a brand new deck with a screen room pergola on top and stairs that lead to a paver oasis complete with a fire pit and seat walls. Amazing. New deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, automated pergola. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design and build the amazing backyard. Find us at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
See all the cool things that Outdoor Living Unlimited can do for your yard on their Instagram page, or visit their unique outside-in showroom in Waukesha. And if you're looking outside of your home, dreaming of a more beautiful and functional, usable backyard, well, Outdoor Living Unlimited can design and build you an amazing showstopper of a deck, patio, complete with pergola and fire pit, just like they did for us. With expert care, Outdoor Living Unlimited installed a beautiful paver patio, complete with land and stone retaining wall, all sorts of space, room for a built-in kitchen, and complete with a gas fire pit. It's where we spend all of our time. Visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
At 12:30, it's 76 degrees. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County, Waukesha County, and Kenosha County. Today, mostly sunny and some smoke, a high of 78.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Stocks are dialing back today following the latest economic report showing the Producer Price Index, the cost paid before goods and services reach consumers, jumped by 3.3% compared to last year. Bank Rates Bureau Chief Mark Hamrick says that likely reflects more hikes for consumers down the road.
We have wholesale activity going on early in the supply chain process. The retail process is where the consumer is purchasing things. And so this is, I would say, incredibly concerning, because what we're seeing is that this pricing pressure is building farther back in the supply chains, yet to reach the consumer at the fullest extent.
Israel's finance minister announcing a controversial plan to build more than 3,000 homes that would split the West Bank in northern and southern regions. Critics say it would eliminate a chance of creating a two-state solution and lead to more bloodshed. And in Los Angeles County, California, the King Brush Fire near Gorman has temporarily closed parts of I-5. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:31. I'm Tiff Pua. Arrested on child sex trafficking charges, 29-year-old Adam Gurney of Janesville was arrested Tuesday after police were contacted by authorities in North Carolina regarding a missing girl. Police say Gurney traveled to Clay County in North Carolina to meet the girl and brought her back to Wisconsin. Gurney and the girl were spotted at his home in Janesville. The girl is now back with her parents. 3 years after an elderly man fell 20 feet to his death on Milwaukee's Kilbourne Avenue Bridge, the man's widow is filing a lawsuit against the city and several contractors.
Older gentleman, he fell off the bridge.
Police body camera footage captured the moments after several witnesses saw Richard Dujardin fall to his death on the Kilbourne Avenue Bridge. Now Dujardin's widow, Rose Marie, is filing a wrongful death suit, claiming faulty CCTV cameras and improper placement prevented bridge operators from seeing her husband. Attorney Jay Urban is representing Dujardin's family.
This is a tragedy waiting to happen on any one of these bridges that rises.
No criminal charges were ever filed connected to Dujardin's death. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The DMV has a new website to track ongoing scams targeting Wisconsin residents.
We had heard about these scams happening in other states before Wisconsin had been targeted.
Wisconsin DMV's Tina Brady says scammers are sending text messages and emails demanding immediate payment and personal information.
We had a few DMV staff members receive the email as well, and so we were able to get some screenshots so that our customers know what it looks like. We've posted those screenshots right on this webpage.
The website is wisconsindmv.gov/scams. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Brookfield police responded to a George Webb restaurant after a customer's complaint about the free burgers.
Called 911 because they won't give them his free burgers for the Brewers game today. He was advised the game wasn't over yet.
Scanner audio from Broadcast Defiance police arrived at the location near Janicek and Blue Mound Roads on Tuesday. The restaurant chain has a decades-old tradition of providing free burgers after the Brewers win 12 games in a row. The company has said that next Wednesday, August 20th, will be the day for the burger giveaway. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:33.
If you have not experienced the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, do it this week. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I visit often. The Friday, all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is one of the best, especially with a great old-fashioned. This Saturday only, enjoy an 8-ounce grilled salmon, 2 scallops, and 2 shrimp with broccoli risotto topped with an all-new sweet teriyaki sauce. Also includes veggies, your choice of super salad, and homemade bread with honey cinnamon butter for just $54.99. And that's for 2 dinners. Relax with a cocktail on the patio in the woods, then your free dinner. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine. The drive is a summer must-see. It's gorgeous. And this Saturday only, enjoy 2 grilled salmon, scallops, and shrimp dinners for under $55. Dinner starts at 3. Arrive early. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. Every night, desserts are buy one, get one free. Call and reserve today. Fox and Hounds Restaurant.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at 3 Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Marilyn.
The staff is fabulous. They feel as much like friends as the people that live there. We go to lunch at the cafe, book talk at 1, team trivia at 2, bags at 3, and then it's dinner time. That's a typical Tuesday. 3 Pillars, in one word, happiness. It's a gorgeous campus.
Schedule a tour today at 3pillars.org.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers make it 12 in a row with a 12-5 win to sweep the series against the Pirates. What is manager Pat Murphy most proud of for his team?
It's the players. I mean, that's for sure. But it's fun to think about, like, what they're creating. I'm really, really happy for them to see them come together. And, that's the part, that's what you hope for. And the only reason this is happening is who they are.
The crew gets the day off today before starting a weekend series in Cincinnati against the Reds. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Now we have 6 disabled vehicles or crashes that are off on the side on shoulders, so there's no actual issues moving through those areas. All we have are slowdowns. So the slowdowns start 41 south from Mill Road to Capitol Drive, and then on 41 northbound right around the North Avenue exit. Take your time and be patient out there. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight, Waukesha County until Saturday, and Kenosha County until Monday. Otherwise today, mostly sunny with some smoke, a high of 78. Tonight will be mainly clear with a low of 65. For your Friday, mostly sunny and warm with a high of 84. Saturday, partly sunny, very warm and humid with a chance of thunderstorms, a high of 88. Sunday is exactly the same, but with a high of 85. For your Monday, a chance of showers and storms again, and partly sunny with a high of 82. Right now, it's sunny and 76 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Tiff Pua. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:37.
Well, we are on remote today. Beautiful day. It's about 80 degrees. Could not be a better day here. We're at the golf course here, Majestic Oaks, for the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin WTMJ Classic. He is not with us, but he is still with us, if you know what I'm saying. And he's likely not on a golf course today. CBS congressional correspondent Scott McFarland. Hey, Scott.
Hey, good afternoon. I should be at a golf course, but it's still popping off here in Washington, and we can't get away.
So if you were playing golf today, would you have that Bluetooth speaker playing a song something like this? Oh, as it faded off, would you have the 90s R&B playing?
Isn't every golfer right to pump Bluetooth music right there on the hole? And while putting and while key swings are happening, isn't blasting music the acceptable way to go?
Right.
You know what's funny about that, Scott, is I had mentioned tunes because one foursome had some tunes on. I was like, ooh, I love that song. And I would love music as well, but I thought that was kind of like something you weren't supposed to do. But she's like, no, as long as it's low. And then Greg was like, you want some music? You just ask. And then he busts out this Bluetooth speaker. He pops it on the cart, and then off we go.
Magnetic. We're having fun.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was pretty smooth.
If it's acceptable at a mini golf course, it should be acceptable on a real golf.
Oh, very good point. Very good point. Hey, what's on your docket today? What are you covering in the nation's capital?
Well, in Washington, D.C., with the federal takeover of the local police department and the deployment as of 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 a.m. local time, of the National Guard, that really is a top and pressing issue here. You don't see a difference in the number of arrests or the type of arrests or the nature of the arrests or the nature of the security, but it sure does look different here. To see military Humvees and armed military guard members walking neighborhood streets in America just looks different. But this is different in so many different ways, but the politics are weird. The extra police officers, the extra law enforcement on the street, actually pretty well received by a lot of people who'd like to have a safer walk to work or to the restaurant or to school. But there's concern that once the president gets his fingerprints on the local police, he's not going to let them go as required in 30 days.
So I was curious about that because it's one thing to look out there and to see it, but I was wondering about the feel. So you said there are some people out there who are saying, you know what, okay, this makes me feel better. But there are also people protesting, correct?
Yes, if you go to one of Washington, D.C.'s most historic neighborhoods, that's saying quite something. U Street, which is a remarkably diverse, developing area with a rich history, there was some confrontations last night. Nothing physical, but groups had gathered to jeer, heckle, yell at the federal law enforcement that was there stopping cars. And some of these issues we talked about when there was federal law enforcement in Los Angeles. Agents were wearing masks, unidentifiable. Some didn't have badges that were clear to see, even though they were being worn. And that was aggravating people who live in this community. And they were being heckled by the people on the side of the street. And I feel like that's the type of thing that could pop off if not contained.
So Trump appreciates the idea of startling imagery, right? I mean, it is a startling scene seeing members of the National Guard in fatigues walking through the streets of Washington, D.C. and the Humvees that you mentioned. So there is a little bit of theater there, along with the idea that they can actually help, curtail crime, which is the ultimate goal. You mentioned that 30-day window. Does an extension need to be filed? Like, how does it work procedurally if the president wanted to continue with his control?
Yeah, under federal law, Greg, it can only go for 30 days. That's the legal requirement. If the president wanted to extend this, and he says he does, he'd have to get approval from Congress. And it's not like it's a long shot in Congress. It's just impossible that Congress would approve this. You would need a number of Democratic votes in the Senate. Those votes are just not there. It's a polarizing, provocative, and some would argue political move by the president that would not yield the requisite Democratic support. So if the president's keen on keeping this going beyond mid-September, he'd have to do an end run around Congress, and his critics would say that's an end run around the law, and that could agitate enough to make something into a tinderbox here in Washington. Because the concern isn't the extra law enforcement. The concern is that it's an overtaking of the local government, and that is a frustration point.
Yeah. Scott, speaking of President Trump, can you take us inside the Kennedy Center honors? Because it certainly seems like President Trump was very involved, definitely wanting to put his mark on this.
Well, he's going to put his mark on them because he's going to be the MC. He's going to be the host. For example, previous MCs and hosts have included LL Cool J, Gloria Estefan, comedians, movie stars. Next coming November, the MC is going to be Trump. The president's usually in the president's box as an audience member. He's going to be the MC. I don't know what that will do to the audience, but he said yesterday during a press conference he thinks that will increase the ratings for the program.
Of course, he said that.
He was part of the selection of the recipients. In fact, he says he was 98% of the deciding factor of who gets chosen. And among those chosen, Sylvester Stallone, who has become quite a MAGA surrogate. The rock group Kiss, the disco queen Gloria Gaynor, and I think the country star George Strait was the first one announced, but the president wanted to have his ownership of those selections.
Well, and I say, of course, he said that about the ratings because it doesn't matter which political aisle you're on. You can go back and you can hear Trump say, whether it was for The Apprentice or whether it was for his rallies that were televised, that it was the biggest, the best, and he had the highest rating. So that kind of made me chuckle.
Yeah, in fact, when he announced that yesterday, he made reference to his Apprentice rating. So you're spot on.
I watched it. I watched pretty much every season until it got to the Dennis Rodman season. That got a little bit strange. But nevertheless, Scott McFarland joining us here from the nation's capital. So how sincere are the efforts here to try and, end the war and conflict between Ukraine and Russia? Good faith effort to resolve the conflict? Is that what is to be happening here? Trump's certainly got a pulse on it.
He's trying to speak optimistically or ambitiously about what's going to happen in Alaska tomorrow. Some of this may be wish casting versus, hard and fast predicting that there's going to be a meeting of the minds and a big breakthrough when it's Putin and Trump in the same room. Here's what we know for sure. There's going to be a bilateral news conference where Putin and the president will face the press. And I tell you, the Western reporters don't get a lot of shots at asking questions of Vladimir Putin. So this is going to be significant in that sense alone. But them side by side is quite a visual. Them answering questions about what's next for Ukraine is going to be quite striking, Greg, since Vladimir Zelensky is not in the room and not at the press conference, and he should have some skin in the game. All of this is quite a sight and sound, and it's happening tomorrow in the United States. And Putin's critics say that is quite a concession to Putin to let him in the country and give him this platform as he wages war against Ukraine.
Scott, we also wanted to ask you before we let you go, I noticed that you are covering the grandparent scam, and this is a big deal across the country right now because you have hundreds of victims, 400 victims. You have 13 people who have been charged, and I took note that the average age of the victim is 84 years old. I mean, they are just preying on these elderly people. You talk to some of the victims. What's your biggest takeaway? What should people listening know, whether it's somebody in their 80s listening or whether it's somebody who has a mom or dad or a grandparent who needs to have this information to hopefully make sure that their family members don't become a victim?
I'm glad you asked, because with all the Trump noise of the past 48 hours and all the controversies that have popped up, people are overlooking big things outside of the political world. This is a big thing. The Department of Justice has announced a monumental takedown of a grandparent scheme that hit nearly every part of the country. Hundreds of victims, millions of dollars fleeced from them. I'll give you a very quick summary. Grandparent schemes are when a fraudster, often using artificial intelligence, makes a call to a senior citizen, and the voice on the other line is an AI version of your grandson or granddaughter, pleading for help, emergency. They need bail. They've been in a crash. They're at the hospital. It's very convincing. It's easy to fall for. And this is perniciously hitting people from coast to coast. And the thing is, Jen, if your grandson or granddaughter called you and said they need something, what grandparent would say no?
Right,
What grandparent would take an hour and think about it first? It is wildly effective, and AI has supercharged it.
That is absolutely frightening. Scott McFarland, CBS congressional correspondent, joins us every Thursday here in Wisconsin's Midday News from the nation's capital. Always great insight, Scott. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Pump up the Bluetooth.
Yeah. Crank it up a little bit.
Pump up the jam. Pump it up. What year was that one?
Probably late 90s. No, I got to go early 90s. Probably 94, 95.
Get your feet on.
Maybe
pumping.
92.
If
Something
the
like
jam
that.
is pumping. Yeah, I don't remember all the words.
Well, I know where you're going with it. I certainly understand that. We celebrate an everyday hero coming up on the other side. We continue to broadcast from a beautiful event here, the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, WTMJ Classic from Majestic Oaks. What a beautiful day down toward Lake Geneva in the Delvendarian area. Just a gorgeous day. So stay with us. We're with you until 3 o'clock before Wisconsin's afternoon news.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Sweet Talks is a woman-owned medical spa in Menominee Falls, fostering self-love and confidence. Our expert registered nurse injectors go beyond injectables, offering lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. Join thousands of satisfied patients at sweettalks.com.
So, Alex, why don't you tell us about Lion's Tail?
We've been brewing for 10 years, and now we're busy expanding into Milwaukee, trying to get on every shelf of every store and on tap at every restaurant.
How has Horicon Bank been a part of your story?
Horicon Bank understands the needs of small businesses versus working with a big bank. Horicon, they're much like a small business, just like we are. I know most of the people on that team. It's nice working with someone that understands your business.
Hey, boaters! Well, if you have an old boat, new boat, or in between, then Kendor Marine is a great place for you to shop. Because not only do we have all the parts and accessories you need for almost any kind of boat, we also have the expert advice that just about any boater is one day gonna need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin. Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water. KendorMarine.com. At Kendor Marine, we have everything you need but the water. For over 50 years, boaters have found that to be true. Because when they've needed that old part they thought they'd never find, guess what? They found it here, along with everything else you need to keep your boat out there on the water. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin. Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water. KendorMarine.com.
Paying you to live more comfortably. A deal you do not want to pass up. Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. They will insulate your walls from the exterior. No disruption inside your home. Blow in loose fiberglass in the attic, plus air seal everything. Most homeowners feeling a difference within 24 to 48 hours. And with government rebates, you could save 40 to 60% or more. No work for you to do. USA Insulation will process everything. Visit usainsulation.net. Start saving today.
USA Insulation.
Well, flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight, Waukesha County until Saturday, Kenosha County until Monday. Some standing water in some low-lying areas persists. Mostly sunny today, a little bit of haziness, a high of 80 degrees. Clear tonight and a low of 65. Sunny and warm on Friday with a high of 84. We warm up a bit to 88 on Saturday, and humid. Also a chance of rain and showers. Same deal on Sunday with a high of 85. It's currently 80 at Majestic Oaks.
It was the podcast watched last night by more than 1.3 million people. Taylor Swift joining boyfriend Travis Kelce and his brother Jason for their new Heights podcast. This was really interesting because Swift spoke for the first time in public in very personal terms about her career and especially about her life with Kelce. CBS's Jolene Kent asked a Taylor Swift expert why Swift decided to share with fans some of her personal life now And why on a podcast with Travis and Jason Kelce?
Sometimes we forget that she's not this entity. She is a human being. So it was nice to see her not only show that side of her, but to do it with a boyfriend, with a partner.
Brian West is a USA Today reporter who covers all things Taylor Swift.
Why do you think she chose to do this podcast and talk at such length?
It's an environment that she's really comfortable in, being seated next to Travis Kelce. And I think what we saw in those 2 hours is how they've just been two people who have fallen in love with each other.
Okay, so I didn't go ahead and watch the whole podcast, did you?
No.
But I did see numerous clips because it was hard to get away from. It was all over social media. And a lot of people were wondering, like, why, especially Swifties, the Taylor Swift fans, wondering why did she go on this podcast? Now, of course, it's all in the family, so to speak, with the Kelces, right? But, like, why? Why do this? But here's the thing. It's not just, and she kind of joked, Taylor joked at the beginning, because remember at the beginning, a lot of people thought last season that there was too many shots of Taylor, too much this, too much that. Why do we need to keep seeing her? Even though it was like 1.5 second shots. Remember all that?
Oh, yeah.
So she went on there basically and said, I know a lot of you watching, a lot of men, right? A lot of men into sports. And the one thing that you want to see more of is me. So she was joking around about that, right?
She leans into it, yeah.
Yeah, so I love that because she was just having a good time with it. But besides that, there are a lot of women who pay attention to that podcast. I thought about my mom as an example. I remember she's the first one who told me about that podcast. She's like, you got to check it out. They're good. She enjoyed it. So it's not just male football players who are listening to that podcast. A lot of people are listening to that, and it was a venue for her to go on and do exactly what she wanted to do in her way.
I've always found Taylor Swift to be humble and somewhat down-to-earth. I mean, consider her life as a billionaire. She is a down-to-earth billionaire. And never mind that she might own several homes. That's fine. But she's always seemed to kind of lean into this sort of aw shucks, I just kind of grew up and just sort of stumbled into this career. She has obvious talent. She has reinvented herself. She took over the world quite literally over the last 12 months or so. And now she's got a new album coming out, which is going to spike as well. That's on October 3rd, so early fall, a little less than 2 months. So right as football season is about a month into its season. The Kelces have a great podcast. Jason Kelce's wife has a great podcast.
Yeah, she does too.
Like they've got a thing that is working here. So why does Taylor appear on this? Well, it's her boyfriend. Who knows? Maybe they got a future together long term. Got a new album coming out to start a football season. Like, it all blends together. But it is her first appearance, and undoubtedly their most famous guest, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, without a doubt. You mentioned that new album. Swift's new 12-track album is titled The Life of a Showgirl, and yes, it will be released on October 3rd. A lot of people waiting for that one. But she also talked about that album in particular and how she loves this album. And it could only be 12 songs, and they fit perfectly, and she's always wanted to do an album like this. And I think she is wickedly talented. I mean, she's not only a good singer, but she does a lot of the behind-the-scenes work. I mean, in producing these shows, she is wildly talented. And so I'm really interested to see what this album is going to be like because she just seemed to be so enthused with it and so proud of this album. So, Swiftie fans,
yeah, the 12 songs, of course, in honor of the Brewers winning 12 straight and free burgers for everybody here coming up in a week or so. 12:56 on WTMJ. We've got news coming up in just a few minutes. Wisconsin's Midday News continues from Majestic Oats, site of the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin WTMJ Golf Classic.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Wisconsin's hometown pizza is Palermo's. What a beautiful day. Want to make it a fun day at your home tonight? Put a Palermo's in the oven. I tell you, 20 minutes at 425. Everyone's eating good. Everybody's happy when you make it Palermo's night. Wherever you shop, you'll find it. If you have to stop at the store tonight on your way home from work, make sure you make a run through the frozen food aisle. You will notice all sorts of different brands here of pizzas made by Palermo's. Connie's Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian, that's a personal favorite. Primo Thin is delicious as well. They even have the Cheez-It frozen pizza. This is a pretty cool collaboration. So now you got that Cheez-It crust with the Palermo's toppings. That really is a pretty solid option here. Only about 8 minutes to cook, so it's done fast. You can get the Cheez-It frozen pizza on sale just $7.99 right now at Pick and Save locations. Pick up a couple. Try it today. There's a slice for every appetite with Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
You should be listening to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe each weekday.
Fascinatingly, a growing number of people are resorting to hocus pocus to get what they want. Okay, you doing this? Would you do $3?
No.
How about 300?
I think it's odd, but apparently a lot of people don't.
But if you missed us, catch up anytime with our Wisconsin's Midday News podcast. Powered by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
So subscribe, take us with you wherever you go.
I'm John Merck here with Dr. Jesse Bowens, an orthopedic hip and knee surgeon with the Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Dr. Bowens, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
I'm really interested in your area of expertise at OHAU. It's hip and knee replacement, and specifically robotic-assisted knee replacement surgery. It's state-of-the-art. It's incredible. Tell me what makes the robotic part of this such a great option.
Yeah, John, it's a really exciting time for orthopedics. Before, traditional knee replacement just kind of relied on cutting jigs and a naked eye to really shape the knee to receive the knee replacement implant. Robotic-assisted knee replacement relies on a CT scan that learns the patient's anatomy, so you have that information available for you before you do the surgery. It allows you to use that CT scan to customize the surgery to better fit the patient during the actual operation, leads to better accuracy and more reliable results.
What about post-op? You know, a lot of people worry about their range of motion and how fast they get it back and the work that goes into doing that part of it. Does the robotic aspect aid in making that part of the recovery better?
There are studies that do demonstrate that it does enhance the postoperative recovery, lead to better postoperative motion.
Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin has the best of everything. They have the best imaging, the best physical therapy. It's not just about the surgery. Can you talk about the importance of having top-tier physical therapy, state-of-the-art imaging, the other things that go along with surgery?
Well, all this really ties into a better outcome for the patient. Getting that patient up the day of surgery is really critical. Getting them walking with the best type of physical therapist that we have to offer, that all gets them a better jump start at the time of surgery. I think what's really paramount at the orthopedic hospital is just how excited everyone is to sort of be there and take care of the patients in front of us.
Here's what you need to do. This is very simple. Go to the website, ohow.com. It's Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. So the website is ohow.com. Request an appointment right there. You hit that button and start your journey to feeling better. Dr. Jesse Bowens, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
Coming up on 101, it's 76 degrees in Milwaukee. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight, Waukesha County until Saturday, and Kenosha County until Monday. Today, mostly sunny and a little bit of smoke, a high of 78. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Tiff Pua. 3 people are in the hospital after a car crashes into a Milwaukee County transit bus. It happened just after 8 a.m. this morning near 6th and Wisconsin in downtown Milwaukee. A car ran a red light and hit the right side of the bus, pushing it into traffic where it hit a van. 1 person on the bus and 2 people in the van were sent to the hospital. No word on the condition of the driver of the first car. Governor Tony Evers has requested FEMA support. Over 800 Milwaukee homes suffered flood damage, and about 1/3 of those have major damage or worse. That's according to preliminary data from the City of Milwaukee Health Department.
Those numbers are likely to rise as the city of Milwaukee urges residents and businesses to report flood damage to the 211 helpline.
It's critically important for the region to be able to unlock dollars for federal assistance.
MHD Commissioner Dr. Mike Todoridis says they're working to distribute flood cleaning kits
To some of those hardest hit parts of the city. There is a huge demand for those cleaning kits, so we're really trying to be strategic with where we go. And that data for damage reports is the best route to ensure that we know that you need some assistance.
In Walker's Point, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Flooding in Milwaukee County alone is costing $20 million and climbing. Milwaukee County Chief Health Policy Advisor Dr. Ben Weston advises impacted homeowners to throw away damaged items.
So the most common thing we're going to see is mold, and that's going to be a big problem as we're moving forward. And so really, unless in the first few days, really by this point, if you're not getting stuff out of your house and getting it dry, whether it's with fans, with dehumidifiers, with towels, whatever you're doing to get things dry, you're going to start having mold growing. So you got to get everything dry as much as you can.
Dr. Weston says over time, mold could impact breathing and a home structure. The National Guard is out in Washington patrolling the National Mall. President Trump says he wants Congress to act and make the federalization of local police more permanent. ABC's Perry Russum.
Here in D.C., there's also been a lot of attention on a vehicle checkpoint that was set up last night by local police. They're calling it a traffic safety compliance checkpoint. This happened on 14th Street. It's one of the busier roads here in D.C. A lot of nightlife, some apartment buildings there, some high-end stores, some restaurants, too. So, a lot of people go there pretty much all day, all night, too. And the officers there were met with protesters, with some protesters yelling at them, "Get off our streets. Why are you here?"
The Trump administration claims that the police are needed after a major uptick in crime, but recent data points out that crime has been going down in Washington since 2024. Preparations continue for tomorrow's summit between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. CBS's Aaron Navarro.
The president in recent days has been portraying this meeting as just the first step towards a potential second meeting where President Zelensky from Ukraine is involved. And that rhetoric seemed to come in particular after this call yesterday with Zelensky, Vice President J.D. Vance, and European leaders. And this was a meeting that Zelensky and Europe wanted to make sure that they get in the ear of President Trump before this meeting on Friday, convey to him that they want him to put pressure on Russia and President Putin to come closer to a ceasefire.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in London meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. The Ukrainians remain skeptical about achieving any meaningful progress. Time for news about your money. Here's your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is, falling down quite a bit right now, 101 points, down to 44,825. Your S&P 500 is down 3 points to 6,463. And your NASDAQ also on the downward decline, down about a point to 21,709. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:05.
Hey, John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. They painted our house, the outside of the house, fantastic. They did the parts in the sun, the parts in the shade, the parts on the north side, the parts on the south side. They paid attention to detail the whole way. They went the extra mile all day long. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or your business. They do both. They pay a lot of attention. They took a lot of time with our house, and it looks absolutely perfect. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. They're the real deal. They're the best in the business. It's CertaPro Painters.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
As host of the Fix-It Show, I've talked to countless homeowners worried about musty basements, water seepage, and foundation cracks. And my answer is always the same. Call Accurate Basement Repair. They're not just Wisconsin's #1 rated foundation and waterproofing team. They deliver real peace of mind. I've recommended them for years because I know the quality of their work. And more importantly, the integrity behind it.
Wow, we're grateful for that trust, David. Every home we restore, we treat like our own. And that's what Accurate is all about.
They're not just good, they're accurate.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control and bring back your energy. Whether it's headaches, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, time and repetition is key to staying on the right track. I've been seeing Dr. Alex and his team for 2 years now. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiropractic uses a special tool that is targeted and effective, yet pain-free and gentle. In Delafield and Wauwatosa, and the new location on Rawson Avenue in Oak Creek. Get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Milwaukee Brewers unveil new details of the Bob Uecker celebration at the ballpark for Sunday, August 24th. Bob Costas will lead the festivities before the game, and a number of special guests from Uecker's life will be on hand. Brewers Senior Vice President Matt Arnold tells Wisconsin's Morning News that Mr. Baseball has had a huge influence during this recent surge.
It's a real thing. I mean, I think of him every single day. I think we all do. I mean, literally multiple times a day. I was thinking about him a big party yesterday, too. I mean, I definitely think he's with us.
The Brewers are off today. They start a 3-game series with the Reds tomorrow night. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. So we have 6 disabled vehicles along the system, but they're all out of traffic and not causing any issues. Just be aware as you go past them, but the slowdowns are starting now on 94 westbound from about 35th Street to 70th. You'll be tapping the brakes once in a while there. And then our regular construction zones along 41 southbound in particular from Mill Road to Capitol Drive. Be safe out there, everyone. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Flood warnings continue for Ozaukee County until tonight, Waukesha County until Saturday, and Kenosha County until Monday. Otherwise today, mostly sunny with some smoke in the air, a high of 78. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 65. For your Friday, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 84. Saturday and Sunday look pretty much the same. Partly cloudy, very warm and humid with a chance of thunderstorms. Saturday, your high is 88. For Sunday, your high is 85. And for Monday, that chance of showers and storms continues and partly sunny with a high of 82. Right now in Milwaukee, it's sunny and 76 degrees. I'm Tiff Pua. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:09.
Broadcasting live from the majestic Oaks Golf Course at the Lake Lawn Resort. It's Wisconsin's Midday News. Now teeing off from our Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. Here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Well, they let us out of the cage here for a day as Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin WTMJ Classic rolls on from Majestic Oaks. We're here till 3 o'clock, so I just had a burger. One of our fantastic promotional staff members and marketing teammates, it was like, I think they got burgers over there. Brought me a burger. I didn't realize until I bit into it that it was a double. And I see you also got the Brontosaurus cheeseburger delivered.
Well, all of a sudden I was like, whoa, can I get one of those too? And I did just put a little ketchup and mustard on it, and then I said, whoa, that's a double.
Yes,
but
it is.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but it looks fantastic, so I'm ready. But can we for a moment, is that a little Frank Sinatra we've got in the background?
It's very classic Hollywood Vegas. It was kind of my, like, you know what I mean? Like the old strip in Vegas, the downtown portion of Vegas. Very classic, well pieced together. Isaac Marquardt's producing our program today, following some big stories here as we hit the 1 o'clock hour on a Thursday.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, fast food inflation. Rising prices are keeping a significant number of Americans from buying their favorite breakfast foods, even at fast food restaurants. CBS's Nancy Chen spoke with a restaurant expert about declining purchases at some of America's most popular fast food joints.
Jonathan Mays is editor-in-chief of Restaurant Business magazine. Why are customers shying away from fast food breakfast?
Well, the low-income consumer in particular are concerned about the state of the economy. They've been frustrated by prices, hurt by inflation, and breakfast is just an easy thing to cut out.
Mays says the fast food business is, in his words, basically tanking right now, which made me think, when was the last time I had fast food? Because we don't do a lot of fast food, and Greg, you guys don't either, right?
No, I think the amount of restaurants, fast food restaurants that have gone to breakfast makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, I get it with McDonald's. That was sort of a hallmark breakfast fast food option.
I did like their breakfast burrito years ago.
Yeah, and you know what? If we're going to do McDonald's, most likely it's going to be breakfast. But then Burger King started doing it. Then Taco Bell got into the world of breakfast, and Wendy's, and then Subway. It's like, I'm not going to Subway for a coffee. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And now I understand that they're kind of bailing out. Maybe it's part of a larger trend. Chick-fil-A does a nice job with their chicken at breakfast, but your options are somewhat limited there. But fast food breakfast, to me, it's always been about McDonald's. We don't do it very often. It's pretty rare. Once, maybe twice a year if we're on the move. But all the other ones, imposters, I say.
Well, and that's the thing, because a lot of people do it for number one, convenience, and number two, price. So you still have the convenience, right? But if you take away that price aspect because the prices are going up and up and up and people don't want to pay that anymore, then boom, it's not the same for a lot of people.
Number two, well, retirement didn't last long for former Packers president Mark Murphy. Murphy stepped down from his position with the Packers at the end of July after reaching the mandatory retirement age of 70. In fact, he joined us on Wisconsin's Midday News.
I probably would, quite honestly, but I actually think it's a really good, it's a good thing for organizations. I've seen a lot in my years, just in business and in the NFL, that people stay too long, and I think this way it kind of forces organizations to have good succession plans, and I think I'm leaving the Packers in great shape.
The first part of his answer there, Jessica, was a question you asked Mark Murphy. If this mandatory retirement age didn't exist, would you continue on as president of the Packers? And he said, yeah, I probably would.
He paused, but then he had the answer. You just felt like he's a worker, and he liked what he was doing, so it just made me wonder.
Well, he is parlaying his skill set and resume into an opportunity with UW Green Bay. Murphy will work with the university's athletic department on strategic projects and sponsorships. He'll also assist with mentorship of coaches and staff and work on special initiatives for the chancellor. Of course, he built the Titletown district, and he has an athletic department background. He was the AD at Northwestern University before even coming to Green Bay. So he's had a wealth of experience in the space, and a youthful 70 years old and active and ready to keep on working.
And don't forget, he also had the golf course in Bailey's Harbor.
That's right.
He's going to be out on the greens as well, just like we're out on the greens here today.
More than a fallback plan.
Yeah. Number three, Amazon expands same-day grocery delivery to 1,000 cities, including Milwaukee. That means you can add milk and bananas to your Amazon order and get it that day. CBS's Jason Brooks has the details.
Amazon says same-day groceries delivery will be available in more than 2,300 cities by the end of this year, up from a current 1,000 cities and towns. The Seattle-based e-commerce company says perishable items will be available, including dairy, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Groceries has been a growing business for Amazon, operating more than 500 Whole Foods and over 60 Amazon Fresh locations, with sales in that business rising 8% in the second quarter to $5.6 billion.
This is a big deal. Think about the people you know right now who buy off of Amazon, but get groceries, fresh food, delivered through a different company like Instacart. I can see my mother-in-law doing this because she uses Instacart, and she also uses Amazon a lot. Well, now if you can just use one and you get your fresh food delivered to you in just hours, that's a game changer for a lot of people. The service has proved so popular in existing cities that Amazon says strawberries have knocked AirPods out of the top 5 best-selling products in areas where it's already available.
Yeah, and see, when it comes to produce, I got to see it. I got to touch it. I got to feel the avocados. I got to know if it's the ripe avocado or just before ripe, so I can keep it for a little longer. I like bananas that have green on it, and then I wait till they're yellow to eat. Like with produce, I'm a produce snob. I got to touch it, see it, feel it.
I am right there with you. I take way too long in the produce area, but there's some people who can't do that. They can't get out. They can't drive. Older people who are going to Instacart. And then you have a lot of young people, too, who they don't want to do what we want to do in the produce area. So they're like, no, just give it to me. I don't care. So those groups of people, it's going to be a big deal.
Very interesting stuff indeed. It's 1:15 on WTMJ. More Wisconsin's Midday News from Majestic Oaks after this.
At Kendor Marine, we have everything you need but the water. For over 50 years, boaters have found that to be true. Because when they've needed that old part they thought they'd never find, guess what? They found it here, along with everything else you need to keep your boat out there on the water. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey boaters!
Well, if you have an old boat, new boat, or in between, then Kendor Marine is a great place for you to shop. Because not only do we have all the parts and accessories you need for almost any kind of boat, we also have the expert advice that just about any boater is one day gonna need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters! motors. Cruise to Kendor Marine, we got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets, something that can positively affect your mood, getting organized and clearing out the clutter. A well-rounded closet could be the most powerful room in your home. Inspired Closets can transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. What separates Inspired Closets from the others? Their 3D design software and a culture that promises to build what you want and need. Call my friends Katie and Dan today, a wife-husband team ready to help. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Overall, beautiful day today with a high of 80 degrees. Lots of sun. Should be pretty clear tonight with a low of 65. Sunny, hot, a little more humid tomorrow with a high of 84. We start to introduce rain chances late in the day on Saturday with a high of 88. Sunday's high 85. So the rest of the week looks pretty good here. Might see some rain return on Saturday or Sunday. 80 degrees at Majestic Oaks Golf Course.
Mother Nature is helping us with a dry one today, but we know many of you are still dealing with the impacts, the effects of our historic rains over the weekend. It is hard to believe, but it could have been worse. Right now, some of you are thinking, how? You're down in your basements listening? You're like, how is that possible? It could have been worse. Well, let's bring in a man who knows. Bill Grantham is with the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District, better known as MMSD. He joins us live on the line. Thanks for being here, Bill.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
So, Bill, when you look out at the Milwaukee area, despite all the devastation, because we know there's a lot, do you see areas that worked exactly as they should have? Could have more homes in our area been flooded if we didn't make changes years ago?
Oh, no question. No question. Especially Menominee River, from the County Grounds Project in Wauwatosa to Hart Park. We actually put significant amount of flow in the County Grounds Basin for the first time since it's been completed. We've had a trickle of water in there previously, but there was quite a bit of water in that basin, and that's a huge basin. It's 65 acres, holds 315 million gallons of water, and without the county grounds, without Hart Park, without some of the other projects, Valley Park, down towards the baseball stadium, we had numerous calls from them thanking MMSD and having the foresight years ago to do flood management work there, which worked and paid off, and very little damage in that area.
So, Bill, you mentioned kind of the preparatory side of this, right? Making sure that the area can withstand a surge in water levels. What do you do on the back end of it, right? After the rain has come, you realize that there could be a breach or there could be significant issues. Can you do much sort of on-the-fly work to kind of keep damage to a minimum?
Well, that's the challenging part. With our projects are huge, and they take years to plan and design and get approvals for and then construct. So what we're doing is reviewing the flood management work that we already have out there, reviewing how did it work during this storm, what can we do to improve upon it or add to it if need be. But we also have a bunch of homes, like in the Kinnickinnick River watershed. There's more than 660 homes in harm's way from flooding in the floodplain. And we need to get to work on those projects and removing concrete from the channels in the Kinnickinnick River, which is extremely dangerous. We've had deaths on the Kinnickinnick in those concrete-lined channels. And that flood work is very important because that watershed is the most heavily urbanized, densely populated in the state of Wisconsin, and there's very little room to store water in that watershed because of all the concrete and asphalt and rooftop. There's just very little room to take excess water and say, hey, you sit here until the rivers have time to handle it.
Bill, my family has signed up for the water drop alerts, and I suggest other families do the same. It's really helpful to know, and it just helps out our community as well. But so we got the text message. It was Sunday morning, 8 a.m. A sewer overflow is in progress. Please continue to reduce water use. Then Monday, about 11:15 in the morning, MMSD facilities are at capacity. Please continue to limit your water use. It wasn't until yesterday, about 8:30 in the morning. Water drop alert has ended. Thank you for reducing your water usage. So I have a couple of questions here, but my first one is, do we have any estimate of how much sewage was dumped into our waters? And how do you even go about estimating that?
We have to send a 5-day letter to the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources 5 days after the start of the overflow. That letter needs to be out tomorrow sometime. The estimate for the sewer overflow is a computer model. It's not like we have gauges in every single pipe saying, yeah, 10 gallons came out of this pipe, 100 million gallons came out of this pipe. It's a model in a very complex computer program that we quality control and quality assess the inputs for that to make sure we get as accurate a reading as possible.
So with what you do know from that computer model, since you have to send out that letter tomorrow, does it look like this is going to be the largest sewer overflow that we've had in our history, or what do you know that you can tell us now?
I haven't seen any of the modeling just yet, but I don't think there's any question it's going to be big. I mean, this was a massive amount of rain very quickly, and that intensity is what gets you in trouble. I always tell people, if we get 2 inches of rain in 12 to 24 hours, that's typically not a problem. It's when you get 2 inches of rain in 20 minutes or 15 minutes, that's when it just can't get into the pipes and things that it needs to quickly enough, and you end up having issues.
At what point, is it more of a personal question here, at what point on Saturday into Sunday did you realize, well, we're going to have some problems here? We got a lot of work ahead of us.
About 1 in the morning on Sunday. We started the overflow at 9:55 on Saturday night, and after that decision was made, we had another 4 to 5 inches of rain, almost doubled from what was in the system or on the ground before midnight.
Did any of your facilities get damaged?
Yeah, we had some damage to some deep tunnel drop shafts out at the county grounds. There's a concrete cover on top of this drop shaft that goes down 175 feet or so to the tunnel. On top of it, the concrete cover is about 4 tons. It's in 3 pieces. One of the drop shafts out there, the middle piece is gone. We suspect it's at the bottom of the tunnel. But that allowed river water and flood water to get in and come out most likely. So we're assessing that. Our South Shore facility in Oak Creek was underwater at times. We have an emergency system built in where all of the water comes into the plant, and that water was coming in so hard and so fast that it jumped over a wall and started flooding out the plant, which fortunately the plant is designed to do that so that we can try and capture whatever we can and provide some level of treatment to that water. And it unfortunately caused some damage to the plant as well.
Oh, gosh. Well, a lot of good work happening, and I know it wasn't a good situation. It still isn't for a lot of people, but as you said, it could have been worse. Bill Graffin with the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District, MMSD. Thanks so much for joining us in Wisconsin's Midday News.
Thank you.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:25. Coming up next, it's your local news and top national headlines as well.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Hey, it's Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee for all your gaming needs, and This August, they've got a Ticket to Cash Carnival. This is pretty cool. Potawatomi, if you play with your rewards card, you can earn entries to win your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Drawings are every Thursday through August 28th. Your fortune awaits at Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee. Looking forward to seeing you at the Sportsbook throughout the football season. Heck, even the rest of baseball season. It's a great energy, great atmosphere. They're even offering shuttles to the ballpark from Potawatomi. That's right. Just hop into the sports book, ask how you can get to the ball game, and they'll even bring you back. Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 16 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
It's summer now, but you know what's coming down the pike? Yup, cold weather and high heating bills. Gene Miller here, and now is a great time to order new windows from my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. With national brands like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, and Softlight, Hometown can offer replacement windows that fit every home, style, and budget. Whether you're looking for wood, Fibrex, fiberglass, or vinyl, Hometown has a product for you. August is Marvin month. Call or stop in to win a Yeti cooler. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
I'm Libby Collins. This week on Conversations, we talk with Megan Woodard Johnson, the abstract artist in residence at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
I didn't use my paintings to specifically start out to try to express something, but they just pull lots of joy and lots of curiosity and just this sort of freedom out of me. At the end, I'll just think, oh, I love you.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. Consider joining us Saturdays at 1 o'clock for Experience Wisconsin. I love the show because it really highlights all the great things that are wonderful in our awesome state. Especially during the summer, it's fun. We're going to spin you around the state. This week, we head north. It's the Northwoods and Rhinelander. That's going to be a really fun conversation. And a new dog park comes to downtown Milwaukee. We'll have that discussion with Milwaukee Downtown. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
So, Alex, why don't you tell us about Lion's Tail?
We've been brewing for 10 years, and now we're busy expanding into Milwaukee, trying to get on every shelf of every store and on tap at every restaurant.
How has Horicon Bank been a part of your story?
Horicon Bank understands the needs of small businesses versus working with a big bank. Horicon, they're much like a small business, just like we are. I know most of the people on that team. It's nice working with someone that understands your business.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. On the eve of the Alaska summit, President Trump tells reporters he's optimistic his meeting with Russia's Vladimir Putin will lead to peace between Russia and Ukraine. The president was asked about other discussions he'll have with Putin, including mineral rights. The president says he's focused on getting a ceasefire in place.
We're going to see what happens with our meeting. We have a big meeting, and it's going to be I think very important for Russia, and it's going to be very important for us, and important for us only that we're going to save a lot of lives.
The Supreme Court has ruled Mississippi can carry out enforcement of the social media age verification law in the state. NetChoice filed that lawsuit, arguing the law would violate privacy rights and freedom of expression. The trade group has filed suits in other states, too. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the man who allegedly threw a sandwich at a Customs Border Patrol officer in Washington, D.C., was a Justice Department employee. Bondi says he's since been fired and faces a felony charge. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:31. I'm Tiff Pua. Flood recovery efforts continue in Milwaukee County. County Executive David Crowley asks residents to be patient while waiting for flood assistance.
This is going to take time to get through these recovery efforts. This is an ongoing, evolving situation. And so we're not going to be going back to normal tomorrow, probably not anytime soon. And so we need people to understand that this road to recovery, this will take time, and we need your patience.
Crowley says that FEMA employees could start arriving in Milwaukee County later next week. A man dies after being hit by a train in Waukesha. Happened around 4 p.m. Wednesday near Carroll and North Barstow Streets, just south of downtown Waukesha. The man in his 20s died at the scene. His name has not been released. The widow of a man who died after falling from a downtown Milwaukee drawbridge in 2022 has now filed a wrongful death suit against the city.
Somebody hanging from the Riverwalk?
Richard Dujardin was crossing the Kilbourne Avenue Bridge heading towards the Hilton Hotel when the bridge began to open. Dujardin then fell 20 feet to his death. Now the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports a suit has been filed by his widow, Rose Marie, alleging the CCTV cameras used to remotely operate the span were faulty when the bridge opened. The suit claims the operational issues date back to 2007. No one was ever charged in connection to Dujardin's death. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And mark your calendars for next Wednesday, August 20th. That's the day you'll officially get your free burger from George Webb Restaurants to celebrate the Brewers' 12-game win streak. The giveaway will be available from 2 to 6 p.m. at all 23 George Webb's locations. For those who don't want to wait in line that day, you can get a voucher for a free burger starting Friday. The giveaway has only happened twice before, in 1987 and 2018. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:33.
Fleet Farm is the place to fuel up, earn rewards, and save every day. Fleet Rewards credit card holders can earn 5% back in rewards on qualifying purchases made with a Fleet Rewards credit card, including 5% back on fuel at our Fleet Farm gas marts. While you're there, fill up on a hot dog, popcorn, and 20-ounce drink, all for just $1.99 at participating locations. Stop in and start earning more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm. Subject to credit approval. See a team member for details.
Greg Matzek here. I want to tell you about my friends at Gruber Law Offices. They are there to help you if you've been hurt in an accident. It's what they do at Gruber, helping people and families and standing up for victims. Why not let Gruber focus on the legal battle while you focus on healing? If you've been hurt in an accident, you've been through enough, right? Focus on healing, getting better. The trusted group at Gruber can help carry that legal process through from start to finish, and they get results that speak for themselves. Trusted, they've been around for decades, 40 years of doing it the right way in Wisconsin, also giving back to the community. Well, it was hard not to notice Gruber if you were at the fair over the past 10 days or so, right? You walk right in through the racetrack, you see the Gruber-sponsored milk house. There you go. It's what they do at Gruber. They win your case, and they give back to the community. Wonderful people. They've got a great business. Trusted business. It's gruber-law.com. Call 414-276-6666.
Your first night camping alone. The new tent, fully set up. Your bug spray, barely keeping up. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free overdraft protection transfers. So when you bought all those supplies and lost track of your spending, we had you covered. You got this with free overdraft protection transfers from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Another successful sweep for the Milwaukee Brewers after a 12-5 win against the Pirates at American Family Field. How does the team stay motivated after winning 12 in a row? Manager Pat Murphy.
They're enjoying playing this way. They understand the responsibility at the plate. They understand that. You know, it's not the swing and the result. It's the process, and become, like I always say, become emotionally attached to that and really stay in that. It's really, really hard when, you know, you see your numbers and you think of, well, what if this, and then that's where stinking thinking. You know what I mean? You just got to stay in the process and be really into it and be responsible to your teammates.
The crew gets the day off before starting a weekend series in Cincinnati against the Reds. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. While we do have disabled vehicles out on the system, everything is out of traffic, so it's really about the slowdowns. First, 41 south from Good Hope to Hampton. You are definitely going to be on the brakes through that area. And then you're tapping them on 41 northbound around North Avenue, and then again from Burleigh to Hampton. Now, 94 east in the Delafield area, you're going to be tapping the brakes between Highway 67 and Genesee Street. Stay safe out there. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:37.
Well, we are having a wonderful time here at Majestic Oaks, site of the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin WTMJ Golf Classic, the 5th annual. Gorgeous day here. Lauren, we can be your meteorologist on the road here. I can tell you this. It's sunny, some puffy clouds. There's a lot of pontoon boats on the water as we're near Lake Geneva. And it's a gorgeous day on the golf course. Meteorologist Lauren Larson joining us. How's by you?
You know, it's pretty nice. It's, sunny and dry. A little bit warm, a little bit humid, but everything you would want for an August afternoon.
It is lovely out here, Lauren, though we desperately need not only a day like this, but a couple of days like this after the historic rains over the weekend. How long is this dry and comfortable weather going to last?
Well, that is the question. And the good news is that it'll stay dry throughout the day today and definitely tomorrow. So still kind of seeing nice sunny skies, a little bit more humidity as we go into tomorrow. And then we do have a few chances for some showers and thunderstorms into this weekend.
Well, you know what? It's going to be something we have to watch, and it looks like the conditions are going to be ripe for that, Lauren, right? I see the humidity will be on the rise. Temperatures are going to be on the rise. Seems like kind of a perfect cocktail for the potential of storms.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of exactly what we are watching. It's not super, super likely that we see thunderstorms, but when it is hot and humid and you start off sunny, there is a chance that we do see those storms later into the day on both Saturday and Sunday. So that's kind of what we're watching for right now. There is more rain as we look towards next week, but for now it is dry, and you can expect these dry conditions to last into tomorrow as well.
I feel like a lot of people forgot about the wildfire smoke because we dealt with it for so many days in a row during the Wisconsin State Fair. But then, let's just say, Mother Nature kind of washed that away in our minds, right? Because we're all focused on the historic flooding that we had. But the wildfire smoke, it is going to return. What are you guys seeing as far as when you're tracking and the models that you guys have? When is it going to come back? Is it going to be bad again?
Yeah, great question. Wildfire smoke is kind of hard to track just because you have to first think about where the smoke is coming from. The fires are hard to predict, and if they do get put out, or at least contained for the most part, then we'll see less smoke as a whole. But one thing I can say for sure is as wildfire smoke is possible later tonight and into tomorrow, we're really not expecting it to get as thick and stay for as long as it did last time. Like you said during the fair, it felt like just every single day we were reissuing that air quality alert. And we may see an air quality alert as we go into tomorrow, but then not really a concern as we go into the weekend.
So, Lauren, just kind of in summary here, chance for some nasty weather over the weekend, but are you thinking that would be pretty widespread and maybe not a line that sort of builds and develops and moves our direction with strength?
Yeah, that is a good question too. Right now, it is the potential that it could be a line of storms that develops. Right now, it's kind of staying north of us, more so impacting northeast Wisconsin. But that could change course as we go throughout the next couple of days, or at least the computer models could kind of move that a little bit further south. The main thing is that we just don't need any more rain. So even with a little bit of rain or a brief heavy downpour this weekend, we could be looking at those flooding conditions back, not as bad as this past weekend where we saw 10 inches of rain, but we just don't need any more rain. So definitely that's the main concern. Right now for Saturday, it does kind of hint that it's going to stay north, but we'll keep you updated as we get closer.
Okay, Lauren, real quick, I'm thinking here, of course, you're one of our new weather experts over at TMJ4, but as I'm looking out at the golf course here, I'm wondering, are you a golfer? What are your activities beyond the weather room?
Yeah, absolutely. I love golfing. I will not say that I'm a great player.
That's okay.
But it's all about, like you mentioned, it looks great out there. I love spending time outside, and that's pretty much where my expertise in golf lies. But I do think it's fun when it's nice outside, for sure. I've played in the rain a few times, and I don't enjoy that as much. I think one of the best parts, I came from Green Bay, is moving to Milwaukee is the bigger city and being closer to the lake. Green Bay's right there on the bay, but there aren't beaches. And so I've loved, exploring Bradford Beach and stuff on the east side of town.
Awesome. Love that. Well, maybe we can get you out here to Majestic Oaks at Lake Lawn Resort.
Yeah. I like that
That'd be
idea.
awesome.
More getting to know Lauren later on the program, or on tomorrow's program, or early next week, as we welcome in our new meteorologist friend from TMJ4. Lauren, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks. You guys too. Bye.
1:43 on WTMJ, our weekly wellness check with Dr. Ben Weston. Some interesting insight and information, especially with regard to flooding. We'll check in with Dr. Weston after this.
Are you struggling with stubborn weight gain during perimenopause or menopause? It's not your fault. Your changing hormones are forcing your body to store fat, no matter how little you eat or how much you exercise. But there's hope. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Proprietary Natural Program helps restore your metabolism and reset your hormonal balance so you can finally lose the weight and keep it off. No counting calories, no prepackaged meals, no injections, just real results. Join thousands of women who've discovered how to lose 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks to feel like themselves again. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weight's actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334. or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, my friends over at Colders just told me they're doing something big. They're discounting their entire store by 10% Friday through Monday. John Mercure here. They only do this sale once a year. And as a Colders insider, and hey, that's you. You're hearing about it here first. It's called the Everything Under the Sun sale. That extra 10% comes off of their already marked down prices. Furniture, appliances, mattresses, even home decor, all with an extra 10% off. If you've had your eye on a new sectional, like one I just got at Colders, a better mattress, or maybe that appliance you've been putting off replacing, pricing, now's the time. And honestly, who doesn't love stacking savings? I always say Colders knows how to take care of their customers. This is proof. Locally owned, family run, 4 locations across southeast Wisconsin. Or you can even shop online at Colders.com. That's extra 10% off. Works online too. Use code EVERYTHING10 at checkout. Clock's ticking. Do it now. Don't miss out. Friday through Monday at Colders.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Colders.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Time for our weekly wellness check. We check in with Dr. Ben Weston from the Medical College of Wisconsin, Senior Health Policy Advisor for Milwaukee County. Dr. Weston, how are things? How are things at the house, by the way? Everything okay in your basement after the flooding?
We are lucky that things were okay in our basement, but unfortunately lots of folks are not as lucky. How about you guys?
Kind of a mixed bag. Our subdivision hit pretty hard in Menominee Falls. Our house specifically sits a little bit higher than most in our subdivision. We were okay. Nothing that a towel would even have to be used for. So we helped our neighbors get carpet out of their basement. I was very cautious about wading into standing water here, Dr. West, and flooding can bring about some serious hazards, both outside, right, as the rivers and streams sort of, build up toward the banks or even exceed the banks. But then, of course, inside the homes. Talk about some of the risks when it comes to standing water inside homes and that flood water outside.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, flood water can look harmless, but as we saw last weekend, just a few inches can knock people off their feet, and a foot can carry a car away. But what a lot of people don't realize is there's hidden hazards below the surface as well. We're talking about things like sharp debris, chemical runoff, electrical currents. So after major storms, floodwater can carry all sorts of things. Now, that includes bacteria or sewage as well that can lead to health issues. So it's critical to know that floodwater is never just water. It poses a real health risk and should be treated with caution.
So right now, you still have people there are still people who have water in their basements, flooded basements.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of people who just have items damaged, furniture damaged, clothing damaged, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are 3 key things to remember when it comes to the flood cleanup, and that's what so many people are still doing right now. Thank goodness Mother Nature gave us a dry day to do it. But what are those 3 things that people should remember when they're cleaning up all this flood damaged stuff?
Yeah, so here are those things to remember. So first of all, assume that anything touched by floodwater could be contaminated, and that means walls, it means furniture, it means personal items, and so you want to be protected. You wear gloves, you wear boots. If you're indoors, if you're smelling stuff, you want to wear a mask as well because there can be hazardous material there. Number 2, if floodwater has submerged any electrical equipment or any outlets, and that's easy to do in a basement with even just a few inches of water, avoid going there, avoid using them until it's confirmed safe. And 3, dispose of items properly. Now, a lot of municipalities around Milwaukee County have been coordinating these bulk item pickups or free drop-off sites, and you want to do that to kind of protect our community and help with the recovery efforts. And each of these steps protects your health, it prevents injury, and it can help our community to recover.
And Dr. Weston, how can families and individuals prepare for the next big storm, whether it's with family members or maybe even protecting the house a little bit before the next storms arrive?
Yeah, there's a few things, and really these kind of emergency preparedness efforts apply well beyond storms to all sorts of things that can happen in our community. But it starts with a communication plan. In case cell service were to go down, where are you going to meet up? How are you going to get out of your home? Things like that, and making sure everybody in your family knows what this plan is. There's actually a helpful tool. It's on the FEMA website, which is ready.gov. And it's an online form. It helps you to build a family emergency communication plan. Also, having a ready-to-go emergency kit. You don't have to go crazy with these, but having things like water, some basic medications, phone chargers, flashlights, those can be critical. And then if you have a basement, think about a sump pump. Think about getting a battery backup for your sump pump if you can, and keeping important valuable items, important documents off the ground or in waterproof containers.
There's been nothing good about this, but the one silver lining, I guess, I always think about when it comes to hard times like this across Wisconsin, especially in southeastern Wisconsin, is seeing the community come together. We were just talking yesterday on Wisconsin's Midday News to my cousin, who he and his wife just opened 2 months ago a new store in the village of Merton, and they've got water in the basement. But he said, you know what? The fire chief came out and helped us pump water out of the basement, and he was so appreciative. After a flood like this, what role does community connection play in recovery? Because I feel like that really matters.
Yeah, and it is a silver lining. We hear story after story of people helping people, and that's what community is all about. But disasters like flooding, they don't just damage the homes. They do a lot more. They disrupt routines. They isolate people. They create this sense of uncertainty that can weigh heavily. So I think one of the most powerful tools we have for recovery is just reconnecting with others, checking in on neighbors, coming together to clean up a street or clear a storm drain or share supplies. It helps to restore, I think, something more than just physical space. It restores that stability, that belonging, that sense of community.
So floodwaters are largely down. There are still some advisories out in southeastern Wisconsin. Hopefully that's all cleared up by the weekend. Most roads are back open. Still some in low-lying areas remain flooded and compromised. We've seen some roads buckling. Let's go inside the house now, Dr. Weston. I mean, there are restoration companies peppered throughout our subdivision, right? All sorts of different companies trying to, do the work, get the water out. Moisture is the enemy, especially as it pertains to a basement where you don't have that consistent sort of airflow. How do you know how safe it is, right? And how long before mold and mildew really sets in for those who might be waiting for a restoration company to assist in the cleanup efforts?
Yeah, so mold is a big deal when we see flooding like this. It can seriously affect your health, especially after all this flooding. People with asthma, chronic lung conditions, weak immune system, even just allergies are at higher risk of respiratory issues, worsening symptoms if they're exposed to high levels of mold. Kids in particular are at risk because they have these small airways, and so you don't really want them helping out with the flood cleanup inside and breathing all that in. So if you're doing your work yourself, wear a mask, wear gloves, wear eye protection. When you're doing the cleaning, be careful what you're mixing. You don't want to mix bleach and ammonia and other cleaners. But that mold damage can really cause issues, not just tomorrow, but for weeks, for months, for years. So if it's expensive, you're unsure, if you can afford it, if you have access to it, bring in a professional to make sure that cleanup is done properly.
So we're kind of talking in a way about invisible hazards too, especially for your lungs. What should families focus on to reduce that respiratory risk?
Yeah, even once that visible water is gone, the flood damage can leave behind these invisible hazards, and a lot of times that hits your lungs. So to reduce that respiratory risk, focus on ventilation, filtration, and removal. So ventilation, we're talking open windows, open doors, get fans in there, dehumidifiers, help to dry things out and prevent that mold from growing. And we're a few days out. If you haven't done it by now, do it. Today is the day to do it because that mold is starting to grow already. Filtration, upgrade your HVAC filters. Use portable air purifiers if you can with HEPA filtration to help capture those mold spores or dust or anything that gets stirred up during that cleanup. And then removal. Any porous items, a carpet, mattress, cardboard boxes, drywall that got soaked for too long, all those things need to be thrown out, unfortunately.
Well, no doubt, it's a lot here, right? And mental health can be compromised as well. You're talking about, lifelong possessions, historic possessions. You're talking about basements that have maybe been remodeled, maybe a lack of insurance coverage or proper insurance coverage. Right, this can all take a toll on the individual or the families as well, Dr. Weston. How do you work through that process?
Right. I mean, even after the cleanup begins, families can often be having their lives uprooted and disrupted. They're sleeping in different places. Maybe they're skipping meals, they're missing medications, or they're just too overwhelmed to focus on their day-to-day routines, and that can take a mental and a physical toll. Things like uncontrolled blood pressure, flare-ups of chronic conditions, sleep loss, all these can creep up on you while you're just trying to take care of your home and take care of your family. And so even the minor things, trying to get back in routine, setting the checklist, sticking to your meals, your medications, it's not just about structure, it's about stability and recovery as well.
You talk about things that impact a person's physical health, but the mental health too. I mean, this can really take a toll right now. What do you suggest when it comes to making sure your mental health is in a good spot?
Yeah, and that mental health impact can linger well beyond the cleanup. We talked about physical health, but there's mental health, there's financial health, and all those things intertwine with each other. For many people, this is a mix of anxiety, it's exhaustion, especially when you're dealing with home repairs, with insurance claims. If you've been displaced from your home, We know that children in particular can carry emotional effects even longer often than adults, especially when their routines are upended or they're separated from their caregivers for a time. So all these different things are normal, they're expected, but you don't want to ignore it. And help and resources are available. You can call 211. You can report your damage on 211. You can also call 211 for mental health resources. You can visit healthymke.com. And for a whole bunch of resources, this is new today. We have a county website up. It's county.milwaukee.gov/2025 flood resources. And you can find all sorts of information there as well. So trying to get the information out, but these are hard times.
Yeah, all sorts of ways to be a good neighbor, certainly during these times. Dr. Ben Weston joins us every Thursday for our weekly wellness check in Wisconsin's Midday News. We'll do it again next week, Dr. Weston. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Take care.
1:56 news is coming up in just a few.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage authority in the state of Wisconsin. Greg Matzek here reminding you, if you got a busted garage door, do not let it bother you. Nope, no need to worry. Make a call to Geist. They get you back in the game here with brands like CHI and LiftMaster in stock and ready to go for you. And with their inventory, you're talking about a pretty quick turnaround time. I was amazed at the inventory at Geist's showroom. It's just off Barker Road in Brookfield. Give them a call if you have plans on heading out to their showroom and stopping by. Give them a call first. I know they're off Barker Road, and that was an area that was closed for a bit of time due to the flooding. So just give them a call. Connect with the folks at Geist. Sometimes they can even walk you through a solution over the phone if you got something just sort of basic that is wrong. They kind of did that with me, and it was really helpful. Saved a little time and a little money. It's Geist, trusted garage authority in the state of Wisconsin. They have been doing this for 70 years and doing it the right way. Don't think twice. Call Geist and visit geistdoors.com.
Looking for your next unforgettable journey? Travel with Milwaukee's Top Choice because Fox World Travel was just awarded Best Travel Agency in the Community Choice Awards. Experience award-winning service as you explore the cherry blossoms of Japan, the rugged coastlines of Ireland, or the sun-drenched vineyards of Portugal with Gene Miller. New this year, join us in Scotland for the unforgettable Royal Military Tattoo. With trusted partners like Globus, Insight Vacations, and African Travel, your journey is always in expert hands. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Join us today.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 19th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 19th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the big beautiful bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 2:01, it's 76 degrees. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight, Waukesha County until Saturday, and Kenosha County until Monday. Tonight, mainly clear with a low of 65. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Tiff Pua. Milwaukee County officials give an update on flood recovery efforts across the county.
County Executive David Crowley says at this time it's important for members of the community to help those impacted by the storms.
I want folks to know that this is going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take collaboration. It's going to take time. But it's also going to take some partnership to make sure that our community is whole again.
County Office of Emergency Management Director Cassandra Liebel says damage assessment will end later this week.
We hope to conclude the initial assessment so that we can submit data to the state. That is the first step for us to apply not only for Wisconsin disaster relief funds, but also for FEMA funds.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
The Supreme Court today refused to block a 2024 Mississippi law aimed at regulating the use of social media by children from taking effect.
The justices rejected an emergency appeal from a tech industry group that includes Google and Meta that's challenging laws passed in Mississippi and at least 5 other states that require all social media users to verify their age. NetChoice had sued, arguing that the law unconstitutionally restricts the free expression of users of all ages. The law requires social media companies to put age verification measures in place and get parental consent for users under 18. Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
Former Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy is taking on a new role at the UW Green Bay Athletic Department. Murphy will become the first ever executive in residence for the Phoenix. The school says Murphy will be focusing on elevating the profile and strength of the athletics program and building partnerships throughout the region. Before leading the Packers for nearly 2 decades, Murphy spent 16 years as the director of athletics for his alma mater, Colgate University, and Northwestern University. Brookfield police respond to a George Webb's restaurant after a customer's complaint about the free burgers.
Called 911 because they won't give them his free burgers for the Brewers game today. He was advised the game wasn't over yet.
Scanner audio from Broadcast Device. Police arrived at the location near Janicek and Blue Mound Roads on Tuesday. The restaurant chain has a decades-old tradition of providing free burgers after the Milwaukee Brewers win 12 games in a row. This year's free burger giveaway will take place next Wednesday, August 20th, from 2 to 6 p.m. at all 23 locations. Time for news about your money. Here's your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything down on the board today. Your Dow is down 55 points to 44,866. The S&P 500 is down 2 points to 6,464, and the NASDAQ is down 6 points to 21,707. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:04.
As host of the Fix-It Show, I've talked to countless homeowners worried about musty basements, water seepage, and foundation cracks. And my answer is always the same. Call Accurate Basement Repair. They're not just Wisconsin's #1 rated foundation and waterproofing team. They deliver real peace of mind. I've recommended them for years because I know the quality of their work. And more importantly, the integrity behind it.
Wow, we're grateful for that trust, David. Every home we restore, we treat like our own. And that's what Accurate is all about.
They're not just good, they're accurate.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry?
The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Milwaukee Brewers unveil new details about the Bob Uecker celebration at the ballpark on Sunday, August 24th. Bob Costas will lead the festivities before the game, and a number of special guests from Uecker's life will also be on hand. Brewers Senior Vice President Matt Arnold tells Wisconsin's Morning News that Mr. Baseball has been a huge influence during this recent surge.
It's a real thing. I mean, I think of him every single day. I think we all do. I mean, literally multiple times a day. I was thinking about him a big party yesterday, too. I mean, I definitely think he's with us.
The Brewers are off today. They start a 3-game series with the Reds tomorrow night. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have less disabled vehicles on the system right now, but the issue is going to be the slowdowns. We've got heavy traffic starting at 41 southbound from Good Hope to Capitol, and then on the northbound side, you'll be tapping the brakes from Watertown Plank to Hampton. Stay safe out there, everyone. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight, Waukesha County until Saturday, and Kenosha County until Sunday. In the meantime, tonight, mainly clear and a low of 65. For your Friday, mostly sunny and warm with a high of 84. Saturday and Sunday, very much the same. Partly cloudy, very humid and warm with a chance of rain and storms. A high of 88 for Saturday and a high of 85 for Sunday. And for your Monday, that chance of showers and storms lingers, and it becomes partly sunny with a high of 82. Right now, it's still sunny and 76 degrees here in Milwaukee. I'm Tiff Pua. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:08.
Broadcasting live from the Majestic Oaks Golf Course at the Lake Lawn Resort. It's Wisconsin's Midday News. Now teeing off from our Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. Here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
In our Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio, at our Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin WTMJ Golf Classic, hour number 3 of the program here. Beautiful day at Majestic Oaks. What a great scene, by the way. We were on the course for a little while playing with our friends from Siding Unlimited, and there were so many beautiful shots of the water and people out on boats today, just kind of having maybe an early start to the weekend after kind of a hectic few days to begin the week after all the flooding.
If you have not been out to Majestic Oaks at Lake Lawn Resort, it is just a stunner because you look out, the greens are so green. Greg, as you mentioned, the water, you got people out on boats. Then you have these spots that you're just overlooking all these beautiful flowers. It is absolutely stunning. But let's be very clear, Greg. I think I was just your caddy.
Well, you were a great driver. Driver of the cart, not driver of the golf ball. That didn't happen. You drove me around as I trying to find my ball in a few holes, and a couple were in decent places.
I'll be honest, when I do golf, the driver is what I like. If I could just use the driver almost every single time until I get real close, I'm good with that. Because I can be straight, but I don't have a lot of power. So just give me that driver and...
Hey, keep it in the short stuff, man. That's the name of the game, and I was not able to do that much today in the holes that I played. But having fun, no doubt about that, and tracking a couple big stories as we hit the 2 o'clock hour here on a Thursday.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, whether you pack it or buy it, school lunch prices are going up this year. So let's break it down for you. Here's how much each lunch is likely to cost and how much your family will save if your kid chooses that school lunch that's provided.
A new report from Deloitte US finds that the average daily cost of packing your child's lunch this year is $6.15, which is up more than 3% from last year. That's because the cost of fruit, bread, milk, and condiments like peanut butter have all gone up due to inflation. There's also concern that President Trump's tariffs could raise prices on other foods, including cheese, rice, and beef. Experts say it's still cheaper for kids to buy their lunch at school, but only by a couple of dollars. Jen Clark, CBS News.
On the flip side here, Greg, your kids actually pack your lunch from time to time, don't they?
They do, yeah. No, it's very cute. So on occasion, I'll grab my lunch out of the fridge. We like to make that stuff the night ahead of time.
That's
if
great.
possible. And sometimes there'll be little notes from them. That's how I know they did it. And it's one of the more heartwarming things that they do.
I will say, so number one, if it's cheaper to have the kids get the lunch at school, one, that helps you out with your budget. But two, school lunches, the program itself, they're getting more creative these days. It's not like when we were back in school. They're getting more creative and they're healthier.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, our district offers something called the Bistro Box, which is kind of like a protein pack. So there's there's some apples, there's some cottage cheese, there's some cheese and sausage, and then you get a thing of milk. Or you can do the more traditional lunch, which might be chicken nuggets and some corn or something like that. So there are more options than ever. I would agree with that. I still think it's pretty reasonable. I think it averages out to a little over $2 per hot lunch if our kids want to get that in our district, which I think is more than reasonable. But typically we make the lunches for the kids. That's just kind of their preference. They like having a hand in it. We like making it. It's a little bit of a cost savings perhaps in the long run, but it's pretty negligible, I think.
I was just looking at the Milwaukee Public School District website to see if they had their menus out for September, because before you know it, I mean, school is going to be in session for a lot of kids. Tuesday, September 2nd, choice of a large PB&J sandwich, ranch dressing, or ham ranch wrap, or a chicken Caesar salad with WG breadsticks.
Okay.
All right. You got three options.
I'd go with that.
Okay.
I like it.
I think two would be plenty, but three? All right.
Number two, the Brewers announcing today additional information for the Bob Uecker celebration. We knew this. It's going to be Sunday, August 24th. And now they've got some timing sort of pieced around this, and fans are asked to arrive early on game day to kind of take it all in, right? It'll be a one-of-a-kind Uecker celebration. All sorts of different memorabilia will be on display in different locations at the ballpark. So they are going to open the gates early on that day. If you've got tickets or maybe looking to procure tickets for that game on Sunday, August 24th, gates are going to open at 10:30. And fans are encouraged to be in their seats by 12:15. There's going to be an elaborate pregame celebration head by Bob Costas. And Bob Costas and Bob Uecker were longtime friends.
That's going to be great.
Countless games in the broadcast booth together. You'll have a number of special guests, of course, throughout the program. And limited edition retail honoring Bob will be available August 24th. So it's going to be a great day at the ballpark, an emotional day at the ballpark. Brewers will continue wearing that patch. All charitable proceeds from the 50-50 raffle that day will benefit charities that Bob supported throughout his career, and there were many. But it's going to be a great and emotional day at the ballpark, Sunday, August 24th.
It's hard to honor somebody like Bob Uecker, as much as you want to, right? It feels like nothing is enough,
day.
Right?
You can do it every day.
Exactly. But, man, the Brewers are doing as much as they can, and the fans are loving it.
No doubt about that. And the Brewers remain on a roll here. They pick up a road trip on Friday night in Cincinnati. 19 games in 18 days here for the Brewers. But they are riding high after winning 12 straight. And now we've got a date. We've got a time frame for the burgers. If you missed it from earlier, we'll go through the details with VP of George Webb Restaurants Ryan Stamm after this on Wisconsin's Midday News.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
fueled by community and focused on business. Greg Matzek, let me tell you the story of Horicon Bank. They got a nice little setup here at our Golf Classic. In fact, Horicon Bank is putting on a putting challenge, giving away a beautiful Yeti cooler to someone who can make about a 30-foot putt. You get put into a drawing. They're giving away. They give back to the community as well. I want to thank Becky and Alex and the crew out on the course here from Horicon Bank. Wonderful people. Founded in 1896 in the community of Horicon. Why? Because people in that part of the state were going to work. They needed a community bank, and Horicon Bank opened its doors over 100 years ago. Well, they keep expanding. You've probably noticed in southeastern Wisconsin that Horicon Bank is popping up here in the southeastern portion of the state, but they've not lost that community-minded and familial sort of appeal. They will help you. They will help your business get off and running and meet its cash flow needs. Service and products go hand-to-hand at Horicon Bank. Such wonderful and kind people together doing good. That's the vision. They are committed to doing what it takes to help you and your business. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
Classic feeling. Your home is failing. Windows are old, roof looks horrible, siding is distressed. Even your front door fights you on everything. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I will be on the Fix It Show this Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. 1 hour where you get to call in and ask about your failing home and how the professionals at Siding Unlimited can help you. Can't wait until Saturday? Bring your pictures to our Siding Unlimited showroom and let's chat. Start your home updating journey with Siding Unlimited at sidingunlimited.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. Consider joining us Saturdays at 1 o'clock for Experience Wisconsin. I love the show because it really highlights all the great things that are wonderful in our awesome state. Especially during the summer, it's fun. We're going to spin you around the state. This week, we head north. It's the Northwoods and Rhinelander. That's going to be a really fun conversation. And a new dog park comes to downtown Milwaukee. We'll have that discussion with Milwaukee Downtown. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Well, enjoy the day today. A high of 80 degrees. Plenty of sun. Going to be clear tonight and a low of 65. We warm up a bit more tomorrow with a high of 84 degrees. Rain back in the forecast potentially on Saturday and on Sunday with temperatures anywhere from the low to mid-80s. Going to be sticky on the weekend. Beautiful day today. It's 80 degrees and sunny in Delavan. Yeah, to think about where we are for a second. Usually I'm talking about our studios at the Avenue, but no, not the case today. Jessica and I out on remote for the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin WTMJ Golf Classic at Majestic Oaks. Just a beautiful location for today's outing. Then the news we were all waiting for today finally dropped at about noon. If you missed it, George Webb Burger Giveaway will be Wednesday, August 20th from 2 to 6 o'clock. 2 to 6 at George Webb's. I guess it's worth pointing out that's 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. because it is a 24-hour restaurant.
Good point. Good point.
They're not going to do the 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. thing. Maybe they considered it. I don't know. But no, it's going to be a great day at all 23 George Webb locations. Ryan Stamm is the vice president of George Webb Restaurants. We talked to Ryan quite a bit on this station here over the last couple of weeks as they've been preparing. So, Ryan, how did you identify August 20th from 2 to 6 as the day, the time frame for free burgers?
Yeah, I think it's the quickest we can do it. So that's what was important to all of us, is that we wanted to do this as quick as we could and get this turned around as fast as we possibly could. So Wednesday is going to be the day, and we'll be ready.
So Wednesday is the day from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., but vouchers are available starting Friday. So can you explain what the voucher is for exactly?
Yeah. If a customer can't make it in on giveaway day, they can come visit one of our locations, ask the staff for a voucher, so they can come back at a designated time to get that free burger. If giveaway day is if they're working or can't make that day, we'll make sure we want to accommodate them.
I think that is so nice because that's something extra. You guys don't have to do that. You're doing that. Just kudos to you. 2 thumbs up. Two free burgers, Greg.
Well, I know it's a wonderful way to kind of make good on a promise, and that is free burgers for Brewers fans at George Webb's. It's synonymous. Brewers baseball and George Webb's been synonymous for literally decades. So you've got the burger meat ordered, you've got everything ordered, but I was thinking about this. Maybe, just maybe, somebody's going to add fries and something to drink to their order. Ryan, how do you go through the entire process of ramping up your order?
Yeah, we're going to have a limited menu on the day of the giveaway. We'll have some specials. If customers want to add on some extra burgers or fries or soda, we'll be ready for that. So we can't serve omelets that day, so don't come in at 2 o'clock and order some omelets. But we're gonna make sure that if somebody wants to add on some fries or soda or something else, we'll be ready for that.
Ryan, can you take us back, just some of those best memories from the free burger days of the past? The one that always sticks out in my memory is the guy who bronzed his burger. What are some of those other fun ones?
Yeah, in fact, I was talking to a customer this morning that dipped his burger in some sort of solution that, kept it held together from 87 and from 2015. So yeah, it's crazy that people would do that, but it's cool and really shows you, how important this is to the fans.
Well, it's a great opportunity to connect with a great Wisconsin restaurant, a great Milwaukee area restaurant in George Webb. So what happens, Ryan, if they run this thing 12 more games? I don't know, just out of the blue, because nothing seems nothing seems impossible for this Brewers team this year.
Yeah, that's definitely scary. I mean, it's crazy how good they are. And I'm not going to answer that question. We're going to get through this one first.
Can you tell us by the numbers? I mean, how many burgers we're talking about? Because it's not just burgers. You know, everybody gets one free burger, so you get the burgers, but then you need the buns, you need the condiments. Do you guys have a lineup of exactly how much you had to order to make this happen?
Yeah, it's 25,000 pounds of hamburger, but then you think about it too. It's like we're going to order 3,000 or 4,000 pounds of onions. We're going to order 400,000 pickle slices. I mean, the numbers we were putting together the last few days just to make sure we have enough. It's crazy, but it's something we've done before. We have some data to work from, so we're going to push that 100,000 burger giveaway number and hopefully go over that.
It's going to be quite an opportunity to connect with George Webb's, and I'm just wondering how many people have already raised their hand and said, I want to work that shift. I want to be there from whatever noon to 6, we'll call it, to get some of the prep done. It's a 24-hour restaurant, right? Are people knocking on the door here with their manager to try and make sure they're working?
Yeah, I mean, the staff wants to work at this day. It's fun. It's exciting. There's lines out the doors. People are excited. People are patient, and it's great. So it's funny. We even get volunteers that want to work it. So we're not going to go that direction, but we're gonna make sure we're staffed up, and it's actually been easier the last few days. We're blessed with great staff, and we'll be ready.
Have people been calling? I know we just announced the news right at noon when you released it about the details for the free burger at George Webb's Wednesday from 2 to 6 p.m. And you can get that voucher available starting Friday for pickup if you want to enjoy it at a later date. But before people got that message, and I know not everybody has heard it yet, have you been bombarded with calls?
Yeah, it's been busy. I was in a store last night, and people were walking in, asking for their free burgers. So that's the tough part. Is I wish we could turn around and, right after the game, but we just can't do that. But people will come back, and we'll be ready for them on Wednesday. And it's just a lot of preparation, and we just can't pull it off right after the game.
And Ryan, I've got to ask you about this. And for those listening, I do not advise this, but did you listen to that 911 call? Somebody wanted their George Webb burger yesterday, and the game wasn't even over yet?
Yeah, I did. In fact, like you said, he asked for his free burger, and the game was still going on. I think it was the 7th or 8th inning. So you can at least wait for the game to be over.
Oh, right. My gosh, what a story.
Well, to be clear, you can and should still go to George Webb's today, tomorrow. Try all the other stuff on the menu. If you're craving an omelet from Webb's, well, you may not be able to get that on August 20th between 2 and 6. So go tonight, but the free burgers will be August 20th between 2 and 6. It's a Wednesday afternoon into early evening. Ryan, congratulations. I mean, this is such a cool opportunity. And it's so great that George Webb keeps this tradition moving. I can't imagine Brewers baseball without this connection to a great and iconic Wisconsin institution.
Yeah, for sure. And we're excited and we're pumped for this team. They look great, so let's keep it rolling. Good
stuff. Ryan Stan, the VP of George Webb Restaurants. We appreciate it, Ryan. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Webb's burgers are very tasty, and people are going to line up. I wonder what the total count of people is going to be. North of 100,000, north of 150,000 between vouchers and burgers? Like, can you put a number on it?
I wonder how long people are going to wait in line. I mean, at the end of the day, you got a lot of people out there, especially when it's 2 to 6. You're going to have a lot of people out there. It's going to be so fun. You're going to have the TV cameras out there. Everybody's going to be taking pictures. They're going to be doing TikToks outside of George Webb's.
If the Cream Puff-a-Palooza is any indication on how early people might get in line for their free stuff, and this is after people had registered and knew they were going to get Cream Puffs with WTMJ, but still lined up a couple hours early, Yes, I'm sure it'll be a very busy day. Now, there are 23 Webb's locations, and each one of those locations is participating. So you've got an opportunity, if one line looks a little crazy, maybe to go to a different one.
Late last night as I was going home, I was in an area down on the east side that I would normally be at, and all of a sudden I looked and there were just lines of people wrapped around the block. This crazy line that I've never seen in 10 years of living downtown. And for 1 second, I was like, are those people lining up at a George Webb's? And I knew that it hadn't been announced yet, but that's all of a sudden that's where my mind went. And that's what a lot of people were thinking last night. You know what it was? It was Shane Call, which has concerts, and I've seen lines for that. But it was this pop-up concert with Machine Gun Kelly, and it was a surprise concert. You had to be lined up, and I guarantee, I mean, there were thousands of people out there. They looked like they were having a blast, and then everybody else on the east side was like, what's going on? Who are these people? But there were a lot of people who were wondering, are they coming from a George Webb? Nope, not yet. But mark on your calendar, Wednesday, August 20th is when you get that free burger, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
I go ahead and guarantee that we're going to have somebody from our news department out there that would be on during our show. So we'll look forward to connecting with that person on that day. I might grab a burger the day of or the day after, perhaps. 2:25 here on WTMJ. A reminder that the Wisconsin's Midday News podcast is built by Siding Unlimited. Take us with you wherever you go. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. It's Siding Unlimited, sponsor of Wisconsin's Midday News. News is coming up, just a few.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
Hey, thanks, Vinny. Greg Matzek here for Bumblebee Blinds. We had Darren, their installer and design expert, out to our house a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact, trying to get a solution to our window treatment issues. We got too much light coming in some places, not enough light in other places. Darren walked us through the process of finding what's perfect for us. We did not spend enough time with window treatments when we built our house. Well, now we've got that opportunity thanks to Bumblebee Blinds Milwaukee. Caring folks, great individuals, wonderful design and installation teams. They make it easy, very easy. Darren showed up about 5 minutes early, as a matter of fact. Took a tour of the property with him. We pointed out some areas that we thought could use a little sprucing up. And he walked us through some solutions. Had a ton of different color samples, different products, some really cool stuff. You want to say, Alexa, open the blinds? You can do it. Bumblebee Blinds has gotten you taken care of. Easy way to refresh your home. Bumblebee Blinds makes it that way. Book a free consultation today. Visit Bumblebee Blinds, Milwaukee.
Now that you're ready to purchase a new bike, do yourself a solid by stopping by one of our Wheel and Sprocket stores to test ride an electric bike, better known today as an e-bike. And let me tell you, these bikes are a game changer because you can ride a whole lot further without even breaking a sweat. We're talking 20 to 50 miles on a single charge. So even riding uphill comes with tons of thrills. But before you decide, stop by any of our Wheel and Sprocket locations first and let us explain in detail what e-bikes are all about. And once you're here, you'll find rows and rows of bikes in a bunch of different styles and colors for you to see, touch, feel, and even test ride. After all, here at Wheel and Sprocket, we love bikes, which is why bikes are all we do.
Visit wheelandsprocket.com for a location near you.
I'm Amelia Kegel with Wheel and Sprocket. Life is short. Enjoy your ride.
Hunting season's just around the corner. Time to gear up with the best names in the business at prices that will not be beat. Like a Wildview 16-megapixel trail cam for just $34.99. The Big Game 16-foot Warrior Pro tree stand is on sale for $149.99. And take aim and comfort with a Hawk Big Denali luxury blind chair for just $134.99. Stop in for these hunting specials and more at your local Fleet Farm. And check out all our weekly deals at fleetfarm.com.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. They painted the outside of our house. It was fantastic. I've got a big deck. They really had to navigate on 2 levels. The guys took their time. They paid attention to detail. They did it right around the deck. My whole house looks fantastic. Trim and siding. It's great. It's CertaPro Painters. Schedule fills up fast, so now's the time to plan your project. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. They are the best. They're CertaPro Painters.
At 2:30, it's 77 degrees. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight, Waukesha County until Saturday, and Kenosha County until Monday. Right, tonight, mainly clear in the low of 65. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Tiff Pua. One person is in the hospital after a car crashes into a Milwaukee County transit bus. Happened just after 8 a.m. this morning near 6th and Wisconsin in downtown Milwaukee. A car ran a red light and hit the right side of the bus, pushing it into traffic when it hit a van. The driver of the van was taken to the hospital for their injuries. The driver of the first car was given a citation. Flooding damage in Milwaukee County has already exceeded $20 million. Emergency Management Director Cassandra Liebel says there have already been 2,400 damage assessment reports filed from last week's historic floods.
Bear with us, be patient, give us grace as we collect information. This is a process that will take some time, and the first step in that is contacting 211 or submitting your information to 211.
On Wednesday, Governor Tony Evers formally requested federal aid from FEMA. The president must declare a disaster to trigger the federal response and allow agencies like FEMA to step in and allocate resources. Arrested on child trafficking charges, 29-year-old Adam Gurney of Janesville was arrested Tuesday after police were contacted by authorities in North Carolina regarding a missing girl. Police say Gurney traveled to Clay County in North Carolina to meet the girl and brought her back to Wisconsin. Gurney and the girl were spotted at his home in Janesville. The girl has been reunited with her parents. The DMV has a new website to track ongoing scams targeting Wisconsin residents.
We had heard about these scams happening in other states before Wisconsin had been targeted.
Wisconsin DMV's Tina Brady says scammers are sending text messages and emails demanding immediate payment and personal information.
We had a few DMV staff members receive the email as well, and so we were able to get some screenshots so that our customers know what it looks like. We've posted those screenshots right on this webpage.
The website is wisconsindmv.gov/scams. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
And mark your calendars for next Wednesday, August 20th. That's the day you'll officially get your free burger from George Webb Restaurants to celebrate the Brewers' 12-game win streak. The giveaway will be available from 2 to 6 p.m. at all 23 George Webb's locations. For those of you that don't want to wait in line, you can get a voucher for a free burger starting Friday. The giveaway has happened only twice before, in 1987 and 2018. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:33.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. So don't turn on your oven today. Enjoy a free pizza at the Mine Shaft. Buy one pizza, get one free. Buy 5, get 5 free pizzas. You want 100 pizzas? You'll get 100 free pizzas. Any size, any quantity. Coaches, bring in your soccer and baseball team for free pizza. Your players will love that huge game room. It's super affordable team bonding. Bring in pizza today for your hardworking employees. Order now and pick up your free pizza shortly. They will appreciate you. Don't cook. Take your family to the cool and comfortable Mine Shaft for free pizza. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh, right near EAA. Buy one pizza today, get one free. Just walk on in. And the Friday all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is just $7.99. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft Restaurant. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Discover Proof Pizza at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. In the heart of Milwaukee's Theater District, this modern pizzeria delivers Neapolitan-style pies, a bold grill menu, and old-school hospitality in a sleek, art-inspired setting. Whether you're craving a quick lunch or a relaxed evening bite, Proof Pizza is your go-to downtown destination. Dine in, unwind, and savor flavor that hits just right. And here's a tip. If you mention Jen Latta, you'll receive 10% off your order. Learn more at stkatearts.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers make it 12 in a row with a 12-5 win to sweep the series against the Pirates. What is manager Pat Murphy most proud of?
It's the players. I mean, that's for sure. But it's fun to think about, like, what they're creating. I'm really, really happy for them to see them come together, and that's the part. That's what you hope for. And the only reason this is happening is who they are.
The crew gets the day off before starting a weekend series in Cincinnati against the Reds. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. One major incident to report. Wisconsin 120 near Spring Prairie in Walworth County. The section there is closed at Prairie Road because of a major crash. So both directions of Wisconsin 120 in Spring Prairie on Prairie Road are closed. So you'll definitely want to find an alternate route there. We're trying to get information on the crash in that area. Otherwise, you'll find heavy traffic in the normal spots. 94 westbound from about 27th Street through the Stadium Interchange. 41 south from Good Hope to Capitol. And again on 41 north from Watertown Plank to Hampton. Stay safe out there, everyone. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight, Waukesha County until Saturday, and Kenosha County until Monday. But tonight, mainly clear with a low of 65. For your Friday, mostly sunny and warm with a high of 84. Saturday and Sunday are carbon copies of each other. Partly cloudy, very warm and humid with a chance of rain and storms. Saturday's high is 88, while Sunday's high is 85. And then for Monday, that chance of showers and storms remains, but it becomes partly sunny with a high of 82. Right now in Milwaukee, it's sunny and 77 degrees. I'm Tiff Bua. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:37.
Well, tragedy leads to discovery in Texas. Deadly and devastating flooding in early July pushed water well beyond the riverbanks. Vehicles were swept away, and so were years and years of sediment and brush, leading paleontologists to a rather alarming discovery. We welcome in ABC's Jim Ryan. Jim, what have scientists found in Texas?
Well, evidence of what was around here 115 million years ago. The creatures that were walking around, the Acrocanthosaurus, for example, giant three-toed footprints that were found in what was the silty, muddy sediment at the bottom of a shallow ocean 115 million years ago. And these dinosaurs walking around in that mud, they died off, the ocean receded, and those footprints were literally set in stone. But they were also hidden by silt and by dirt and debris and brush. When the floods came along in July 4th, much of that stuff, the stuff covering up these prints, was washed away. Now we have these pristine footprints, about 15 footprints from a couple of different dinosaurs that were wandering around in central Texas all those years ago.
Wow. Who actually found the tracks? I'm curious about that story. Can you imagine being that person? What on earth is this?
Well, it was the landowner. This is on private land, a place called Big Sandy Creek up north of Austin. And so the landowner was out there assessing damage, I presume, from the flooding that had happened there in Big Sandy Creek, and saw what was there, reached out to the county. The county got a hold of some paleontologists from the University of Texas just south of there in Austin, and the paleontologists took a look. And yeah, they found these remarkable footprints there.
Oh, okay, so allow me to play a little bit of skeptic here, Jim. 115 million years ago, that was quite some time ago. If the water was enough to rush away brush and sediment, why was it not enough to cover up a footprint?
Well, it uncovered the footprint. I mean, it's been covered up for years and years by different things, by dirt, dust, and brush that grows up over that, the mesquite and the sagebrush and everything that grows down there. So the flooding washed that stuff away. It wasn't nearly enough to wash away the very hard stone, which has preserved these footprints. So, yeah, it's that the flood giveth and the flood taketh away.
Now that they know there are dinosaur tracks there, is there some concern about damaging tracks in another location? Because obviously there's a lot of big equipment that's being used in this process.
It's a great point. And yes, the team of paleontologists is being very sensitive about the recovery effort that's going on around this brand new site. And at the same time trying to preserve these prints against damage from, the front loaders and the backhoes and things that are being moved in to help clear away all the debris. So they're trying to work with those people, and those people are working with them, as is the landowner, although the landowner has sworn them to secrecy, those paleontologists, saying, look, I don't want people tromping around on my land. I don't want people coming in here, cutting through the fences and by the way, potentially destroying or damaging the prints. And so he's asked the paleontologists to keep this very down low on in terms of where precisely the location is.
Jim, as part of this story, I have learned about the Western Interior Seaway, which was a shallow sea that bisected North America. If dinosaurs roamed in that area and there was water, one could surmise that there was other perhaps evidence of diverse ecosystems in that area. Do paleontologists spend time in that area? They found other things, other fossils, shark teeth,
Sure, yeah, they find stuff like that all the time around here. And in fact, just south of where I am, there's a big dinosaur park where you can go and see some footprints like this. This was dinosaur country back in the day. And so, yeah, we had woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and apparently these giant acrocanthosaurs. By the way, Texas has an official dinosaur, the Paloxosaurus, which was a big herbivore. Some of the prints from that dinosaur were found not far from the Acrocanthosaurus prints, suggesting that they were moving around at the same time in the same area, maybe not cooperating with each other, but apparently getting along well enough that they weren't killing each other.
Hey, what was that again? What was that dinosaur name?
The Paloxosaurus.
It kind of sounds like a minor league baseball team that would pop up somewhere south of Austin, does it not?
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it'd probably make a good mascot.
There we go. We can see the hat already. Interesting information. Jim Ryan, ABC from Texas. We appreciate it, Jim. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
See you guys.
Always good to check in with Jim. Coming up on the other side, I'm going to take you through some of the highlights, some of the incredible moments from the Brewers' 12-game winning streak, which is a 12-game and counting winning streak, but no game today. We'll walk you through it coming up after this. It's 2:42.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like men's full blue denim jeans, $12.99, 10% off all Gardner Bender electrical supplies. Rewards members save 15%. Milwaukee job site backpacks, only $84.99, and Blaine's brand conventional motor oil, $2.99 a quart. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Siding Unlimited truly is siding and a whole lot more. Played about 8 holes of golf with my friends at Siding Unlimited. Eric and Aaron Brown had their son out here. Had Chrissy, another one of their very talented designer and sales professionals that work at Siding Unlimited. What I've noticed about Siding Unlimited over the years, and I've worked with them for about 12 years now, a lot of the same people. People love to work at Siding Unlimited because they're treated fairly. They have great opportunities for growth, and they're wonderful people to work with. Those are the kind of people that I enjoy working with when it comes to projects at my house. And Siding Unlimited has done just about everything. Windows, siding, roofing, doors, pretty much everything at our homes over the years. They'll do the same for you. In fact, the Crown Jewel project, they helped expand our outdoor living space with a beautiful paver patio, compete with a pergola and a fire pit. We absolutely love it out there in the summer and fall especially. Siding Unlimited can help beautify your home's exterior in a number of ways. Just connect with them. Take some pictures and thoughts and ideas out to their showroom. It's near Gerke's Corners, right in the Brookfield-Waukesha border. You can access it via Springdale or Barker Road. Stop by Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at ACCUNET.com.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Lake Geneva. It's where families have been making memories around the water for generations. Lakeside resorts and spas, award-winning restaurants, and charming shops are just the beginning of an unforgettable summer getaway. Lake cruises, boating, and beach lounging let you soak up the sun, water, and family time. Hike a lakeshore path, stargaze from an iconic observatory, or soar above it all in a hot air balloon. Go ziplining, visit an animal safari, or see dancing horses. Start making your memories today at visitlakegeneva.com.
Beautiful day today, 80 degrees, your high, just some high puffy clouds. Just a gorgeous day here in the Delavan area at Majestic Oaks. Tonight, clearing skies and a low of 65. Tomorrow, we warm up just a little more, high of 84 degrees. Saturday's high, I should say, up to 88 degrees. Humid, chance of some thunderstorms later in the day. Could be a similar situation on Sunday with a high of 85. It's currently 81 and beautiful at Majestic Oaks.
Take me out to the ball game.
Kind of a bummer there's no Brewers game today. Like, I've been coming home, and even my kids are like, when do they play? When do the Brewers play tonight? Yeah, the game's on during dinner. The game's on the radio for outside shooting baskets or whatever. Like, this has been such a unifying run here for the Milwaukee Brewers.
The energy is up here, though. It is so high, especially after the 12 wins. And now that we know when we can get the free George Webb burgers, by the way, if you missed it, it is Wednesday, coming up on Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. I almost feel like people need a breather. You need a break. You need to rev yourself up and get out to those games again. But speaking of that song, more and more people are saying that, take me out to the ball game. Even some people who don't always go, they're like, okay, they're on a roll. I want to be there. I want to be a part of that.
Well, there's quite a buzz. Even that I don't know was felt in 2018 during the regular season. Remember, that team came from pretty far back in the month of September, caught the Cubs, and then went to Wrigley Field and won the division in game 163. And then it was poof, right into the playoffs. This team is now distancing itself from every other team in Major League Baseball, which is amazing. And you're right, catching a breather is probably good for everybody involved because beginning tomorrow, the Brewers embark on a stretch of 19 games in 18 days.
And it's going to be tough.
Which is crazy. So the Reds are playing very well.
Yeah.
Division matchup here. That's where it begins. And then you've got 5 against the Cubs, including a Monday afternoon doubleheader. So a very difficult stretch of the schedule, especially given the time of year that it is. But so much fun to look back at the games that have made up this 12-game winning streak, a streak that'll continue and lead into Friday night's matchup. I put together kind of a highlight reel, complete with some of the memorable off-the-field comments from the clubhouse and from Pat Murphy and pocket pancakes and walk-off wins. Here's about 4.5 minutes of Brewers highlights for you.
That is hit high and very deep. Left field, Wood is back at the track. It is gone. Perkins sails one out of here. 2-1 on Perkins. And this is a fly ball into left center field. Racing back is Young at the track. It is gone. Blake Perkins, a 2-home run night. 2-1. This is hit well. Deep left center. It is back. It is gone. Andrew Vaughn strikes again. And the Brewers lead it 16-4.
They're scoring so quickly and so often that we're still in commercial when they do it.
Woodruff strikes out Wood. Brandon Woodruff. Wow. And Terang, a high fly ball, right field. Hassel's back to the track. It is gone.
Back goes Hassel, turning, watching. He's a spectator for the second home run of the day for Bryce Terang. Another Bryce bomb.
And it's a landslide victory in D.C. The Brewers win it 14-3. They sweep the Nationals.
I like a lot of different things during the game. Actually, I got a little pocket pancake right here that I munch on. They're wonderful. You want some?
Oh, those are delicious. Pizza, bagels, what else do you keep in your pocket?
Whatever fits.
Drilled into deep left center field. This is flying back towards the wall. It is up. It is gone. Babe Vaughn has struck.
I am so glad that Aaron Savali demanded that trade. Bye-bye baseball! Blake Perkins, his third hit of the night. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Trevor McGill slams the door, and the Brewers have won 6 in a row.
0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And it's inside. It hit him. A bases-loaded hit by pitch, and the Brewers have taken the lead. This is a Milwaukee Brewers inning to a T. It feels like you say it every night. 1-1 pitch. Flare, shallow center, base hit. Marte's being set. Here's the throw from Perkins. It is going to be in time! Game over! Blake Perkins says goodnight.
The pitch. And a ground ball, third base. It eats up Mauricio. It's into left field. Ortiz trots home, and the Brewers have taken a 5-4 lead. The pitch. And here's a fly ball. Left center field. Back. Track. Gone. William Contreras. A 2-run blast. And this place is up for grabs. Check swing. Yes, he did. Ball game over.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball right side. It's by Alonso to right. Terang comes in to score. And the comeback kids strike again. 6-6 in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2. Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here. Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets. You can't make it up.
But how about a squeeze bunt by Andrew Vaughn to make it a 6-1 Brewers lead?
And this ball game is over. 3-2 pitch to Freeland. And a fly ball to right. This is hit well. Back is Reynolds. Track. Gone. A 3-run blast for Andrew Vaughn. And the Brewers lead it 12-0.
Well, the Brewers, after this one, they're going to have everybody at George Webb on the edge of their seats. 3 straight RBI hits. It's 6-0 Milwaukee. 2-2. Line drive up the middle base hit. Oh, Christian Yelich delivers again, and 2 runs will score. Wow. 12-5 Milwaukee.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the crew.
Pretty amazing. About halfway through piecing that together, you could start to feel the intensity just sort of ramp up because the quality, the caliber of the victory it changed, right? Walk-off wins, unbelievable, timely hitting, great pitching. It's all come together here for the Brewers, and let's hope it continues, man. It's been a heck of a lot of fun. Even if they drop, 2 out of 3 to the Reds, they're still having an unbelievable season and are on pace for their first 100-win season ever in franchise history.
What a season. And remember the start, too. If you think about the storyline of how far they have come this season, it's just unbelievable. And I feel like it was only a few months ago that we were trying to dive into who exactly is The Miz.
Yes.
Now everybody knows, it feels.
Yes. I mean, it feels like a season ago that the Brewers were getting smacked by the Yankees and people were talking about torpedo bats. Boy, it's just amazing how this season has transformed here for the Milwaukee Brewers. Pretty cool stuff. We will wrap up the program with some final thoughts from Majestic Oaks after this on WTMJ.
If you have not experienced the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, do it this week. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I visit often. The Friday, all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is one of the best, especially with a great old-fashioned. This Saturday only, enjoy an 8-ounce grilled salmon, 2 scallops, and 2 shrimp with broccoli risotto topped with an all-new sweet teriyaki sauce. Also includes veggies, your choice of super salad, and homemade bread with honey cinnamon butter for just $54.99. And that's for 2 dinners. Relax with a cocktail on the patio in the woods, then your free dinner. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine. The drive is a summer must-see. It's gorgeous. And this Saturday only, enjoy 2 grilled salmon, scallops, and shrimp dinners for under $55. Dinner starts at 3. Arrive early. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. Every night, desserts are buy one, get one free. Call and reserve today. Fox and Hounds Restaurant.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 19th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 19th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Wrapping up a beautiful day here at the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin WTMJ Golf Classic at Majestic Oaks. Not to be lost in the all the Brewers' excitement, the Bucks released their schedule today here for the regular season. We know they're not going to play on Christmas. Those Christmas Day games were revealed earlier in the week, but the Bucks will begin the regular season Wednesday, October 22nd against the Washington Wizards. It'll be a home game, so the Bucks tipping off at home on October 22nd. They got a lot of great games and a lot of great home games. I know you'll be actively looking at this, Jessica, if you've not done it already.
I've already taken my notes. 22 weekend games. I think families like to know this. 22 weekend games. You also have 5 Sunday matinees. So that's always nice because sometimes it's hard to get out there right after work or during the weeknight. So 22 weekend games, 5 Sunday matinees. You got 13 regular season games being broadcast nationally, 5 games streaming on Amazon Prime. And then, of course, FanDuel Sports Network Wisconsin. That broadcast schedule will be coming out soon. October, though, that's coming up. You got 5 games in October. Also, the preseason starts down in Miami on October 6th.
And it's pretty crazy that they'll be getting training camp here in about a month or so. About a month. Training camp usually up and running in the month of September. We are out of time here on the program. I want to thank all the fine folks here at Majestic Oaks for being so hospitable to us. We've really enjoyed it here. What a beautiful day. It looks like golf is wrapped up, so Jessica and I, our show is over, but the other show is beginning. We've got to hand out some awards here for those who played, fans and partners alike here of Good Karma Brands and WTMJ, really having a great day. If you've not been to this golf course and you enjoy golf, they've got a beautiful resort right here in the Lake Geneva area, Delavan to be exact, and a wonderful day. We had a good time out here. Wisconsin's Afternoon News is coming up next here on WTMJ. Have a great rest of your day on WTMJ.
Bill Berrien is a former Navy SEAL, a businessman,